those flags, and definitely some wind blowing, seems to be blowing in from the south. So we'll see how that impacts the kickers here in this game.
A reminder for tickets, scores, merchandise, video, and more. You can log on to FerrisStateBulldogs.com as the Bulldogs are back in the locker room. Head coach Tony Anise and his team looking to move to 4-1 on the year and really looking to keep that momentum going. They established it against Lake Erie. It continued against Ashland, and then really found themselves taking it to another notch in a big way last week at American and International.
Yeah, they did. They really stepped it up, and it's great to see that they continue to set and achieve high expectations. And the Bulldogs really wanted to set a tone defensively. They've wanted to do that right from the beginning of the season, and that continued into the game last week against American International. So really great to see that, and the offense has been coming around too. And so high expectations, that's the hallmark of this program.
Big shout out to Ferris State University junior kicker Mitch Middleton. Last week he broke his own school record, which was set on homecoming a year ago, 10 for 10 in PATs against Northern Michigan. He came back last week and he went 12 for 12 in the win over American International. So the Bulldogs, last week we mentioned it during the broadcast, not only did it offensively, the defense was strong, and special teams really played a big part of that victory as well.
Yeah, special teams really did, and of course we've talked about this, and of course we had Coach Sugars on the Bulldog Blitz show, and special teams is a big part of the work that he does with this team. Coach Brian Rock does a lot of work with special teams as well, and we saw that as a point of emphasis when Coach Anise and the staff came in, and it continues here to this day. Special teams is not something to be taken lightly.
Ferris State University football live right here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here today from Top Taggart Field on a sunny day here for homecoming in Big Rapids. The Bulldogs playing their third home game already here of the season, and of course 6 home games on the schedule this year. They've still got 3 more coming up after today of Michigan Tech in a couple weeks, and then back-to-back home games to close out the regular season against Saginaw Valley and Davenport. You really hope that those games mean something coming up here in November.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Bulldogs are certainly hoping for. They're playing for that, and we hope that proves to be the case as they look ahead, but not too far ahead, but they certainly want those games to be meaningful.
The Bulldogs going to take the field here shortly as we're about 13 minutes away from the opening kick. Looks like they're starting to line up here for the national anthem. I see Tyler Schuberg down there here as he gets ready for the coin toss, and the national anthem will take place. So we'll take a 2-minute break. Back with more coverage of Bulldog football after this timeout on the Bulldog Sports Network and Sunny 97.3. And welcome back, everyone, to Ferris State football coverage right here on Sunny 97.3, the Bulldogs Sports Network and Flow Sports. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here as the national anthem just wraps up and the colors come off the field here as the cheerleaders and the dance team start to get ready for Ferris State to take the field here shortly, about 10 minutes away from the opening kick. And the Bulldogs have been able to get off to electric starts here in the last 3 games. We'll see if they can do it again here for a 4th consecutive game.
Yeah, they have certainly had some inspired starts here of late, and certainly, in the games since that Pittsburgh State contest here, as see Tyler Schuberg and Bill Shively, a couple of Ferris State football alumni, getting ready to go out for the ceremonial coin toss here. And looks like trying to see through the trees here if we got any teams working their way out of the locker room. And fall's not quite taken hold yet since we can't really see through the foliage right now. But great time to be a Bulldog. A lot of energy in the stadium here as we're getting ready for the Bulldogs. Not too long to be taking the field.
Of course, Tyler Schuberg, longtime supporter of the Bulldogs, the sponsor of the coin toss, and he's got the entire Shively family, I think, down there with him here to join in on this coin toss here this afternoon. And
it certainly looks like a great photo right there.
Very fitting. Bill Shively, longtime supporter, Ferris State alum, of course, worked at Ferris State in athletics and has been around this program for probably as long as anyone.
Yeah, Nick Shively, his son, his wife Lynn Shively, and of course Lindsay Cheesebro is down there as well, his daughter, and Gary Cheesebro, great colleague of ours, down there as well, Lindsay's husband, as well as Nick's wife Melissa. Just a great family.
Ferris State University football live right here on homecoming as the students start to line up here in the south end zone against the fence, and fans making their way in here. And we're going to have fans sitting on the hill around the corner down to our right here in the entryway at Top Taggart Field. So should have an outstanding crowd here. Beautiful weather day here. A little bit breezy, but a beautiful weather. Could not ask for much better weather here in October.
Yeah, I mean, from a temperature standpoint, it's perfect. I mean, it's a perfect fall day, and wind is a little bit gusting. Great job by the honor guard to hang on to those flags because that wind was gusting, and we're very fortunate to have a great honor guard that does so much great work as they're wrapping up down there at the north end of the stadium there. But really fortunate to have them, and great job by them to withstand that high wind.
Mentioned the Bulldogs will be on the road next week at Wayne State, a 6 o'clock start next Saturday night down in Detroit, with pregame coverage coming your way at 5 o'clock from Wayne State University. Of course, next home game for Ferris State will be in 2 weeks against Michigan Tech, as Ferris State fans can purchase tickets in advance online along with parking at ferrisstatebulldogs.com/tickets. Get a chance to save. A special ticket promotion going on today as well that we heard about from Athletic Director Steve Brocklebank on the Tailgate Show. Any Bulldog fan coming to the football game today or the volleyball match can also get a Ferris State hockey ticket for only $5 at the ticket office at the sports complex. So a chance to catch 2, maybe 3 events here on homecoming weekend.
And without breaking the bank. I mean, it's really fantastic, and really shows a family-focused approach for Ferris State Athletics and Ferris State University to make attending as many Ferris State athletic events here on homecoming weekend as able as possible without, again, breaking the bank.
Of course, Tyler Schuberg kind of talked about the doghouse that's located down in the north part of Top Taggart Field, and fans can still join the Gridiron Club. Log on to ferrisstatebulldogs.com to find out more. Of course, longtime supporters, the entire Gridiron Club, they do a lot here for Ferris State football and always looking to grow the membership. And, of course, they're a big reason why the tailgating atmosphere is so strong here at Ferris State University.
I don't think there's any question about it. You know, we're out there and next to that a lot there for the Gridiron Club, and that lot was packed. And you might think, well, yeah, you know, it's homecoming, but not just homecoming. I mean, that lot is packed game in and game out, and maybe just a little bit more so today because of homecoming. But great job by the Gridiron Club, and, you know, adding the doghouse down there I think has been a great element to add to what's already been a great tradition of support for Ferris State football.
Of course, if you join, you can get the dog tags as well. And Tyler gave us some dog tags out the tailgate lot this morning, along with an honorary coin, a really cool coin that he uses for the coin flip. One side has the Bulldog logo, one side Schuberg's Insurance, of course, longtime partner of Ferris State Athletics and a staple here in the downtown Big Rapids community.
Yeah, it's no question. It's really a beautiful coin on the Bulldog side. Accountability, worthy, gritty, sacrifice, determination. So great characteristics. And then, of course, for the Schuberg Insurance Agency, community-driven, policyholder-focused, education-based. And so two great traditions coming together in support of not only Ferris State University, Ferris State football, but also the Big Rapids community.
Bulldogs hoping to start a new tradition here at the next home game as the scoreboard, the video board scheduled to be replaced this coming week. Could not quite get it done in time for homecoming here, so the video board down today, but it's scheduled to be replaced along with the entire scoreboard coming up, and that'll be a nice touch here to Top Taggart Field on the south end. Of course, we talked with President Pink about the new residence hall coming to the north end here of the stadium, and looking forward to some of the changes that'll take place over the next few years.
Yeah, it's going to be transformational. I mean, to think that new scoreboard coming in, and then when that residence hall, and I'm going to be a little sad to lose our parking lot right there. So we're going to sacrifice here a little bit, but that's going to be a great piece to add to campus, that new residence hall at the north end of the stadium, and then getting a new scoreboard, and it's changes in the air. And this is the first of some big changes that I think are going to be transformational to not only this campus, to Ferris State athletics, but to Ferris State football as well.
Of course, today transformational in terms of a new competition in the GLIAC for the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. The Lakers of Roosevelt University, they've played a few sports already here this fall over the past month or so, but certainly this will be the first big test here as they take on a GLIAC opponent for the first time here as members of the conference.
Yeah, as they start to make their way onto the field here, the Roosevelt team working their way back into the stadium here as they get ready to kick this off. And actually, not a bad fan contingent here, for an upstart program here in terms of Division II, and a program that's building and got some good fan support there across the way. As you can see those bright yellow, bright gold Bulldog jerseys following right behind the Roosevelt team.
So that'll be Ferris State coming in here shortly as the Roosevelt Lakers will take the opposite sideline across the field from us here as we get ready for the coin toss coming up here shortly. Some of the Bulldog coaches and staff starting to make their way to the home sideline, and here come the Bulldogs right behind the Lakers. Ferris State wearing the gold uniforms for the first time with the crimson numerals and the red helmets here. New look here for Ferris State. A lot of fans with some positive comments on social media. Some maybe not quite so much, but that means you've got a pretty good uniform combination. You can't please everyone.
You can't please everyone sometimes. And, something different is just that. It's different as we see that red smoke right there setting off in front of the big inflatable Bulldog head, and some of those yellow jerseys start to make their way out in front here. And it won't be long before the Bulldogs will be taking the field here. And I think the gold uniforms are sharp. I think they look fantastic.
Bulldogs with another uniform combination here, and we'll probably see those gold jerseys with other color pants, maybe the pants with other color jerseys as well in the years and the games to come here as the Bulldogs take the field here to a thunderous round of applause here on homecoming Saturday.
Yes, indeed, as fans continuing to work their way into the stadium. Student section filling up pretty quickly. The grandstand here in front of us going to be pretty full as well, and still a lot more people coming in wearing their Ferris State, various versions of Ferris State apparel, and some of the alumni from my era might have broken out some of that old crimson apparel that we used to wear back in the day. And whatever you're wearing, as long as you're supporting the Bulldogs, we're happy to have you here. And even if you're supporting Roosevelt, we're happy to have you here.
We're happy to have all those fans that tuned in for the Johnson Automotive pregame show. We'll take one final 60-second timeout. The opening kick when we return right here on the Bulldog Sports Network, Sunny 97.3 and Flow Sports.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. Roosevelt captain, you'll call the toss. This is the head side. That's the tail side. Tail side, head side.
And welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you from Top Tiger Field. The coin toss taking place right now as Roosevelt University will call out the coin toss here, and Bill Shibley will flip it here, and we'll wait and see who wins.
Won the toss.
Looks like the Bulldogs have won the toss here.
Good job, Coach Shibley.
So Ferris State has won the toss and will defer. Bulldog captains Brady Rose and Mitch Middleton, along with Giassi Madison, I believe, here on the defensive side of the football, and making his return here, not in uniform, but great to see him back out there. Carson Gulker, who, of course, was injured against Lake Erie in week number 2.
Hey, how about Carson Gulker? He's out here walking with no cast. He is out here walking, and that is so great to see. I know so many people are happy to see him back out there, and saw him at some practices this week, and he is in good spirits and doing a great job being a great teammate here. And boy, you got to be happy for him, and I just can't wait to see him bounce back fully.
I was going to say a tough injury. A lot of people wondered if he would ever come back, but I think the way we see him right now, he's coming back at some point.
He's going to be back, and I tell you what, and look out when he gets back.
May not be this year. It may not be early next year. You never know, but he'll be back at some point, I'm pretty sure, in a Bulldog uniform.
He looks like he's on a good pace right there, and you can see, I mean, really hasn't lost a lot of muscle there. I mean, he's still moving around there a little bit, and hopefully following doctor's orders there, but it's great to see him, and I know him bringing his spirit back with the team, I know has to feel good for his teammates.
Just saw Bill Shibley walk down and shake hands with Coach Anise. I think he might have said, I get to call the first play, but Coach Anise wants none of it here as he lines up his kickoff unit.
I'm sure he probably has a full game plan scripted there if they gave him that opportunity. I'm sure he would do it. Bill Shibley, just one of the great Bulldogs of all time.
Mitch Middleton will put the ball on the tee here for Ferris State as Roosevelt University will put 2 back deep in the north end here at Top Tiger Field. 2 return men are Norbert Espederen along with Bobby Urban, I believe, here for Roosevelt. As Middleton will tee it up here from the south for Ferris State. Kicking from right to left as we look down at the field below us. And it looks like the ball is already blown off the tee.
Big surprise there with the way that wind is gusting. And we saw the honor guard fighting to hold those flags up. So you know that that is certainly a possibility. And hopefully we do not have to resort to a holder here. As that probably can take maybe 5 or so yards off of your kick. So let's see if they can get this kickoff.
So Middleton will tee it up here for the Bulldogs. And we are underway here at Top Tiger Field. Kick here through the end zone here by Middleton, and winds up in the arms of our photographer, Kevin McDermott, with some quick hands down in the end zone.
Great pick up there by Kevin McDermott right there as he is posted up right there at the north, in the back of the north end zone.
So the Bulldog defense will come out here to start off this contest as the Bulldogs will be wearing those gold uniforms. It'll be Victor Nilsson and Duran Irving Bay on the inside of that defensive front for Ferris State. Arnold Sadov and Stanley Lambert will get the start here at the outside in positions here for the Bulldogs.
You know, Arnold Sadov is one of those guys we maybe haven't talked about quite as much, but boy, he has been a great addition to that defensive line coming off that edge right there. He is a handful for offensive lines. Carson
Budke is the quarterback here for Roosevelt as he works out of the shotgun set here off the left side. 3 receiver set as the Bulldogs maybe show a little pressure here. Williams and Saya Pia are the linebackers. They're looking over the top and almost intercepted by Jacarvis Alexander. Great coverage here on the near sideline as that pass was intended for Keonta Nixon.
Yeah, he was right there with Nixon, and interesting that they try to test Javante Alexander right off the bat. That's Jacarvis Alexander, excuse me. That's a great, that's an interesting call right off the bat. Jacarvis Alexander, one of the best.
So this will be 2nd and 10 here for Budke. He's got Cyrus Zool as the tailback to the right side of him here in the shotgun set. 4 receiver package here for Roosevelt, just underway here in this first period of play. 2nd and 10 here for the Lakers. Trips now to the right here on the quick pass here to the outside. trying to get the block on the edge. Nothing doing here. They ended up getting a yard or two, but that was it. Good pursuit to the football by Williams and Saipa here for Ferris State, along with Jacarvis Alexander.
Yeah, Bulldogs sensed that receiver screen out there as they came up and immediately tried to get a block on Jacarvis Alexander, and the Bulldogs, I think, pretty much read that screen was coming and swarmed a lot of gold jerseys to that area.
Leno Smith adjusted payout man in the backside. Alston Ware is the other corner here to start off the ball game here for Ferris State, as Tyrone Fowler now will come on as one of the defensive ends here for the Bulldogs on 3rd and long. 3rd and 8 here for Roosevelt as they work from their own 27-yard line. Lakers will send 3 out wide to the left side here on the wide side. Bulldogs showing blitz. And some movement here, and a timeout, I think, was called by Roosevelt. So
Roosevelt not liking something that they saw right there. Coaching staff giving it to their team as they head toward the far sideline.
So an early timeout taken here by Roosevelt University. Big thanks goes out to Buffalo Wild Wings, along with Fox Motors, Meyer, Three Girls Bakery, and Remax for all their support here of Ferris State University Athletics. Huge crowd on hand here on this homecoming Saturday as the Bulldogs looking to put on a show here in front of the home fans. And again, that student section here in the south end zone almost full down there. Here standing room only here in the student area.
More students working their way into the stadium here as if you're Roosevelt, boy, you'd like to see if you can get some first downs at least. What you don't want to do if you're this Roosevelt team is you don't want to keep going 3 and out because that's just going to give the Bulldogs a short field, and the Bulldogs will be playing offense running downfield, and that is not good for any defense.
Jalen Jones will check in here as the strong safety for Ferris State on 3rd and 8 as Budke works out of the gun. He's got a man to his right here in the offensive backfield, and he'll drop back to throw. Quick throw to the outside. He's got a receiver in space, and the Lakers are going to have a first down over there on that far sideline. Just enough room to pick up the first down as Demaria Johnson-Cooper, the senior wideout out of Reno, Nevada, hauls in the grab.
Yeah, they were able to pick up the Bulldog pressure coming from different angles there as the Bulldogs tried to maybe a delayed blitz there. And good job by Roosevelt to pick that up just enough to be able to get that ball out, and then yards after the catch to get the first down.
Jake Plumondon will come in here on the defensive line for Ferris State. First down and 10, though, for the Lakers as they have it at the 36 here on the Roosevelt half of the field. Now they'll send a man in motion to the short side here. Ferris State in that 4-man front. 4-2 look here for the Bulldogs as now they bring up the other defender. They fake the give. Quick throw over on the far side. Leno Smith coming up to make the stop here for the Bulldogs after a short pickup of 3 yards.
You can see what Roosevelt wants to do. They want to be able to negate that Bulldog pressure by getting that ball out quick. So maybe trying to tempt the Bulldogs to come up in a little bit more aggressive press-type coverage to try to take away that short passing game.
Grand Valley leads Davenport 24-7 in the 3rd period of play. Late in the 3rd, down in Caledonia in the Crosstown Showdown. Here it'll be 2nd and call it 7 yards to go from the 39 as Budke works out of the gun with a man to the right side of him here offensively. They went to the air here early on. Now they're going to run here. They'll run blitz for Ferris State and maybe a yard at most here on the inside dive by Cyrus Zool.
Job there by Jason Williams coming up making that tackle. It's going to be tough to run the ball against the Bulldogs, but what you saw is the Bulldogs really came up in more of a press coverage right there, trying to take away those quick hitters.
12:15 to play here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs still out there defensively, trying to get a stop here and get off the field on 3rd and 6. See if the crowd could get this defense into it here for Ferris State. As Roosevelt University picked up a first down, but they're facing 3rd and long again here against this Ferris State defense. Back to throw. Budke flush from the pocket. Rolls out to the far side and throws. Is it complete? And it is here into Bulldog territory down to the Ferris State 42 as the catch was made on the sideline by Nixon.
Great pass right there. The margin of error there really tough, but they made that work right there, throwing it right down the sideline, coming close to the line of scrimmage.
So the Lakers here showing some early signs against Ferris State as they've moved into Bulldog territory here on the first possession this afternoon. We'll see if Ferris State can find a way here to come up with a big stop here against this Roosevelt offensive unit. First down and 10 here from the 42 as the Lakers will send a man in motion. Sweep left side here. Tyrone Fowler in pursuit. But again, a good surge here as they get it around the corner on the sweep to Espedron, who was very close, and I think they did give him the first down.
Yeah, they're able to kind of trap the Bulldogs inside, and Fowler playing the chasing game right there, but was giving up a little bit of a step there as back able to turn the corner, get upfield for a first down.
I like the mix you've seen out of Roosevelt University here early on this opening drive here for the Lakers.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have tried to make an adjustment here early to come up and really try to press, but good mixes, you mentioned, good mix of plays here by Roosevelt to try to keep the Bulldogs off balance. Now they're going to try to spread the Bulldogs out.
First down and 10 here from the 32 as the Lakers line up with 2 off to each side as they work off the left side hash. Budke back to throw, quick throw, right side, looking for Nixon again, and he's tied up with Alexander. Alexander, I think, wanted the offensive pass interference call, but did not get it.
I think Alexander felt like he might have gotten locked up a little bit as he was trying to turn to find the ball.
So they've been throwing kind of right at Jacarvis here. Not to much success just yet, but they've went more of his direction than to Ware on the opposite side.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, you're rolling the dice there a little bit against a top corner. So we'll see if that continues to be the strategy there. But if he's locked on a top receiver, then they may feel that they have to take that chance.
So second and 10 here from the Ferris State 32 here for the Lakers as they move a man in a little bit tighter. Back to throw. Budke has to throw this one away as he got outside of the box and just unloaded that one with pressure coming from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, trying to, he was rolling out to that side again and maybe looking Jacarvis' way yet again, but the Bulldogs did a good job of coverage and smart decision to just throw that away.
So another third down situation here as the Bulldogs substitute on the defensive front. Caleb Davis and Sio Sapaya were out there here for Ferris State. Both check out now as Victor Nilsson and Sadov will return on that defensive line here for the Bulldogs.
See again that Jacarvis going right there with Keontae Nixon. So that's one of the reasons that they keep trying to throw Jacarvis' way. He's got their best receiver.
3-man front here for the Bulldogs as Budke rolls out. Pressure coming. They set up the screen. Jalen Jones with a hit here for the Bulldogs. It drops the receiver for a loss of a yard or two as Budke was able to get rid of it with the pressure coming to Jacob Biddle, is tied in, but nothing doing right there, and fourth down coming up.
Decision time right here for the Lakers here, and not much of a decision. They're probably thinking, I don't know how many times we're going to get down here, so we might as well stay in attack mode right now. So let's see how the Bulldogs play it defensively here, is see if they can get some pressure if the Lakers are going to try to throw some kind of a deep ball right here. Is looks like they got Nixon off of Alexander off of Nixon, so let's see if they try to look Nixon's way.
Would have been a very long field goal try. You don't get much with a punt here, so Budke's going to try to throw it, and broken up by Leno Smith. They had the first down,
and that's Nixon
and
again.
A big hit by Smith as he uncorked one right there to knock away the football.
We thought that they were going to try to go to Nixon. They were able somehow to get Nixon away from, separated from Jacarvis Alexander. He was kind of in the slot right there, and they tried to get to him. Bulldogs put a big hit, break up that play.
So Leno Smith with the breakup for Ferris State. We had him on the media session earlier this week. You could catch the interview at ferrisstatebulldogs.com, and he's been a big addition to this Bulldogs secondary over the past couple seasons.
Very, very talented back there with him and Payout back there. Bulldogs in good hands.
Cam Underwood will get the start here on the outside. James Gilbert on the opposite side here for Ferris State as Trinidad Chambliss will line up at quarterback with Cannon Katzer to his right side here in the offensive backfield for the Bulldogs. The slots are O'Brien and Rose here for Ferris State. As the Bulldogs will start up the right side hash, Brady Rose in motion. The Bulldogs will run option. Quick pitch here, and it's loose.
That's a forward pass.
And they're going to call it incomplete as Trinidad just tried to get rid of it with some pressure coming and trying to get Rose the football, and it will be second and 10 coming up here for the Bulldogs.
Not sure he's altogether broken up that fell incomplete, because that was going to be pretty tough for Brady to make something happen if he would have been able to catch that.
So second and 10 coming up here for Ferris State. Jarvis Wyndham at center for the Bulldogs. He's got Dane Arnett and Travis Miracle to the right side. Lawrence Hittar and Bryce George on the left side of the offensive line. Bulldogs will run a little counter move back to the near side, and Amari O'Brien going to be stopped here. Roosevelt playing with some early energy here. It'll be third and 10 coming up here for Ferris State.
Well, the one thing that they are going to do, they're going to try to force the Bulldogs to throw downfield. And you can see that already that they are gearing up to stop that run. Any of a variety of runs as the Bulldogs go quick back to the line.
Especially on a day like this. A little windy here as Chambliss drops back to throw, has time, delivers the pass, complete to James Gilbert. He's got the first down here out to the 45-yard line.
Good job there by JG, getting right to that 45-yard line there to make sure that he had the first down by a couple of yards.
Bulldogs have had to play minus Tyrese Hunt-Thompson, one of the top receivers of the country here in recent weeks, but got a pretty good second man there in James Gilbert along with Cam Underwood on the outside.
No doubt about it. Both guys had good spring seasons.
Chambliss to throw again here. Quick throw to Cannon Katzer out of the offensive backfield, and the Bulldogs have it into Roosevelt territory down to the Laker 49.
Yeah, Cannon's so dangerous because he is a complete running back. He blocks, he runs inside, he runs outside, and he's excellent in the passing game.
Twins right here for Ferris State. Two back to the left side of the formation as well here for Chambliss as O'Brien comes in motion. Chambliss with a quick throw to Gilbert, and he was one man away from breaking that one. Nonetheless, gets the first down here on the catch to the 38.
Well, you could see him tapping the ground after that catch, and he just thought, you know what, if I get away from that one guy, if not a touchdown, certainly a long game.
Midway through this first quarter of play, no score here at Top Tiger Field in the conference opener between the Bulldogs and the Lakers, but Ferris State into Roosevelt territory. First down and 10 here for Ferris State as O'Brien moves back here to the short side. Chambliss drops back, looking over the top. He's got Gilbert this time and just overthrew him.
Yeah, it was there. But it's, you know, Rob, it's a tough adjustment. That's where the wind is blowing. And, I mean, literally, he's throwing with the wind. That's wind-aided. And that probably it's tough to gauge that wind right there because I think in normal wind conditions, that's a touchdown.
So this will set up second and 10 here for Ferris State offensively. The Bulldogs in those gold uniforms with the red numerals and the red helmets. Many of them wearing the red shoes as well here today at Top Tiger Field. Rose will come in motion. He gets it on the sweep to the near side, trying to get the block. Here is O'Brien on the edge, but ended up with 2 or 3 guys he had to try to block. So a short pickup here for Ferris State.
Yeah, good job there by Roosevelt. Isaiah Grant coming back from the secondary to make that tackle there as Brady Rose so dangerous. If he can get to that second, third level of your defense. Third down and long for the Dogs.
Big thanks goes out to Pepsi and Gatorade for their support of the Bulldogs as Ferris State facing this Roosevelt defense in a 3-man front. 3-3 look almost here for Roosevelt on this next offensive play. Rose motions out. Chambliss drops back, sets up the screen. He's got Katzer, but a nice open field tackle made, and the Bulldogs are going to lose some yards here as Roosevelt comes up and makes the stop as the hit was made, I believe, by the linebacker, Jalen Olikin, either him or Edwards, one of the two. They've got 2 number 26 listed on their roster.
Yeah, tough to punt from here because the wind is going to almost certainly carry it into the end zone.
So we'll be fourth and call it 11 from the 39.
Oh, he's going to punt.
Chambliss will drop back. Short little pooch punt here. And this is a good one. Nobody back there. We'll see if Gilbert can get there. He could not. And it's going to roll into the end zone. Almost the perfect placement from Chambliss, but the Lakers hold, and out will come the Ferris State defense here for the second time.
Yeah, just missed putting it right there in that corner and out of bounds, but unfortunately inside the pylon for a touchback. But not bad execution, just maybe a little bit unlucky on the bounce.
So the Bulldogs able to move it into Roosevelt territory, but no points to show for it here on the first offensive series. And we're already at 6:25 remaining here in this first quarter and still scoreless here between the Bulldogs and the Lakers. Not quite the fast-paced start, at least in terms of the scoring we've seen in the last 3 ball games.
Well, the Bulldogs have like 21 points by this time last week.
Roosevelt will line up here as Budke will step under center here for the Lakers. As we'll see what Roosevelt elects to do here. He's got a man behind him here in the backfield as they start from their own 20. Budke fakes the give, drops back, sets up the screen inside, and Jason Williams not fooled. Short pickup here on the reception, and Williams able to make the tackle here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're going to see a lot of screen play here from this Roosevelt team, trying to find ways to negate that Bulldog pass rush.
Again, Ferris State still playing minus Connor Neer, the Ferris State returner from the University of Oklahoma, who was a 2-time national champion for the Bulldogs. Hopefully they'll get him back soon, but 2 pretty solid linebackers in Williams and Cefa right there at the linebacker level for Ferris State.
Absolutely. Those guys, veterans that have been there and done that.
So Budke out of the gun here, second and call it 5. They gave him 5 here on the catch. Back to the inside as Spedron will move in motion here, and the gives is to Zool around the left side, and I think he's got another first down here as Roosevelt trying to power it forward here against Ferris State.
Yeah, doing a good job of getting to the outside. Bulldogs got an injury down there. Looks like Austin Ware.
Hopefully nothing serious here as he's down on the far side. Looks like he's starting to sit up, though. We'll see if he's able to get all the way up, as the Bulldogs will have to hustle over and take a look at him. Bulldog training staff here doing the work down on the field. Looks like he's a little slow to get up, and if he has to leave the ball game, we'll have to see who comes in as that opposite side corner here for the Bulldogs.
So Bulldogs looking to see any movement there.
They've made some movement here in terms of the line of scrimmage. Mike Edwards going to come in here in the defensive secondary as well. So Ferris State talking it over here defensively as they're taking a look at Austin Ware. That's a guy you do not want to lose. Has really played some solid football here for the Bulldogs so far this season.
Looks like Giassi Madison might be in there right now.
So Ferris State taking the precautions here over there. It's right next to the Roosevelt sideline.
Hopefully that's mostly what it is, just playing it a little safe here.
They do have 2 or 3 trainers and Dr. Daniil over there, and he's up on his feet. A little bit of a limp, but hopefully appears to be okay here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you would. Hopefully that's a good sign for Austin Ware. Very talented player out there in the corner.
He's a guy they really need here in terms of the defensive secondary. As Ferris State will get ready. Deron Irving Bay will check on. Sheldon Cage in there on the defensive line as well for Ferris State as the Lakers picked up the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 here at the 33-yard line. You hear the talk if you're Roosevelt about how good Ferris State is and what kind of a welcome this is going to be to the GLIAC. You know, these guys kind of have a chip on their shoulder here coming into a situation like this.
And they're playing like it right now. They have not been in awe of the Bulldogs here so far. And that's a good sign for them here as this game continues here. They have to make sure that they continue to get first downs and they remain turnover-free.
Budke out of the gun with a man to his right here as they survey this 4-man defensive front for Ferris State. 1st down and 10 from the 33 with 5 minutes left here in this first quarter of play. Man in motion back to the near side. Trips right now here for Budke as the play clock winding here for Roosevelt. Hand off to Zool. Nothing doing here, but he able to stay on his feet and then try to come back to the near side and wrestle down again for even a bigger loss here. Good work in the backfield by Ferris State from the defensive secondary.
Yeah, it looked like that was Madison that came in making a nice play right there among other guys in there. Is Madison, one of those guys, going to have to step up here a little bit with Austin Ware out for however long he's out.
Looks like the Bulldogs went with moving Leno Smith to the other corner spot. Mike Edwards comes on as one of the safeties here for Ferris State. We had him on the Bulldog Blitz football radio show this past week. You can catch the show every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 right here on Sunny 97.3. Another Florida product. Smith, the New Orleans native, moves to the corner as they keep it on the ground, playing it safe here. And pile moving a little bit, but only a short gain here. And looks like it'll be 3rd and long coming up here for Roosevelt.
So Bulldogs trying to dig in right here, see if they can get off the field and kind of get this field position here as they stand to pick up some good field position here. As the Bulldogs, you can see this Roosevelt offensive line doing a pretty decent job here early against a very strong Bulldog front.
Still scoreless with 3:30 to play here in this opening quarter. Ferris State and Roosevelt here on homecoming at Top Taggart Field today. Bulldog fans waiting for this team, I think, to explode here against the Lakers, but so far, Roosevelt has really played right along with Ferris State here at the early going. Budke out of the gun. Here is, he's going to give it off to Zool. Nothing doing. The Bulldog defensive line starting to assert itself, and the Lakers are going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, they tried to sneak a draw play past the Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs are having none of it.
So out will come the special teams unit for Ferris State as the Bulldog defense gets off the field here against Roosevelt.
Much better job there by the Bulldog defense there, keeping them largely pinned down here deep in their own territory. Chance to get a big return here.
So to punt here for Roosevelt University, their punter this afternoon going to be Andrew Bercaro, I believe, here for Roosevelt. Back deep is Brady Rose for Ferris State. This kick, a good one here. It's going to drive Rose backwards. We got a flag flying here as Rose avoids the first tackle, comes back to the near sideline, another flag thrown. And these most likely are probably going to be against Ferris State.
Yeah, we'll see which one they'll take. They'll probably take that second flag right there. Is the ball placed right now at about the 38. So Bulldogs look like they're going to be marching back from the 38. So good job pretty much flipping the field here by Roosevelt.
Ferris State's going to be pushed back into its own end as the Bulldog offense will return to the field here with 2:26 to play in the first, with Chambliss at quarterback here for Ferris State wearing the gold today. Ferris State football live against the Lakers of Roosevelt, 400th all-time GLIAC matchup here for the Bulldogs in the first for Roosevelt University. Two opposite ends, kind of the GLIAC spectrum, but right now so far we're knotted up at zeros here on the scoreboard.
So it looks like officials have made their decision, and they're going to march it back from that, I believe, from that second flag back.
Fouls on the play, both by the same player of the return team.
That's two fouls.
Number 16, the penalty is declined. Holding. Number 16.
How can you hold? How can the same player hold twice on the same play? That's amazing. I don't know if I've ever heard of that before.
So two penalties called against Ferris State, both on the same player.
That might be a first. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Maybe they were watching the same thing and just called it at different times. Those two flags were thrown at two totally different times, though.
Very much so. That's almost impossible. Not impossible, but pretty close to impossible. Anyway, we play on.
Chambliss out of the gun here as Ferris State will be pushed back to its own 25. O'Brien in motion here as the Bulldogs will give it off to Amari here on the sweep to the right side. Short gain here out across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that's pretty solid right there. Boy, they gave him a good spot right there. He ended up getting almost 7 yards on that.
So 7 yards here on the pickup. It'll be second and short coming up here for the Bulldogs.
Boy, must have gotten something after the catch right there. Good blocking right there. Brady Rose got a block. Cannon Katzer, I believe.
Ferris State will send a man in motion in O'Brien. Bulldogs will give it off to Katzer right up the middle, off right tackle, trying to get the first down. And I think he's going to have it here for the Bulldogs out to the 35.
Yep, got just what he needed out to the 35. And Bulldogs moving the chains again. We've not seen the Bulldogs strike deep yet. Earlier, Roosevelt looked determined to really take away the running game, and now they're kind of backing off that a little bit.
First down and 10 here for Chambliss as he motions out Katzer. Trinidad back to throw. Pressure coming. He rolls out to the near side. He's got a man open downfield. Katzer on the sideline. Into Roosevelt territory. Down the sideline. Breaks the tackle.
Oh, he got it.
And dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Boy, Cannon knew that he had to dive, and he felt that tackle attempt right there at the legs and extended that football over the goal line. Great effort there by Cannon Katzer. Terrific throw by Trinidad Chambliss, finding a comfortable space as he was under a little bit of pressure and delivering the ball, and Cannon did the rest as the cannon goes off at the south end.
There goes the Ferris State offense as the Bulldogs strike first. Middleton on for the point after here for Ferris State off the hold of Brady Rose here for the Bulldogs as Ferris State tries to make this a 7-0 ball game. Middleton's been near perfect this year here in PAT tries, and this one is on the way, and it's up and good. Make it 7-0 as the Bulldogs strike first here against Roosevelt on the Chambliss to Katzer connection.
Great job there by Cannon Katzer. We talked about his versatility in that Bulldog backfield, and boy, he showed it right there as he got involved in that passing game, got downfield, and got a big touchdown.
Ferris State football live right here on the Bulldogs Sports Network, Sunny 97.3, and of course on Flow Sports as well here today. Don't forget Bulldog volleyball at home tonight as they host Purdue Northwest. 6 o'clock start for the second match of the weekend for head coach Tia Brandel-Wilhelm and the Bulldogs, hoping to move to 14-0 on the year with a win tonight.
Yeah, what a remarkable start by Bulldog volleyball team. They have been absolutely sensational to begin this season, and fans certainly appreciated getting a chance to see them first time at home officially last night in a big win over Parkside.
Of course, Bulldog hockey, a shootout victory last night over Miami of Ohio. That game tonight as well, 8:07 p.m. puck drop. Brody Kaiser on the call on both Sunny 97.3 and, of course, on Midcoast Sports Plus as well as the Bulldogs will kick off. Middleton's going to send this one upfield here and through the end zone, and another touchback here for Middleton.
Yeah, the wind Little wind aided there for sure as that one drove all the way out of the back of the end zone.
7-0 lead here with 1:20 to go in the first here for Ferris State, as the Bulldogs are looking to get the win here in the conference opener and trying to keep the momentum rolling here as we get into October. Big win last week for Ferris State, as the Bulldogs have some big games still ahead here. You think not only at Grand Valley State, but you got Saginaw Valley, you got Michigan Tech, Davenport, all have been playing some very good football here early in the year.
Yeah, a lot of teams that are certainly playing with some confidence, and so that's going to make for some interesting matchups here as we come down the stretch run of the season.
I'll get to all those scores coming up at halftime from around the GLIAC here today, as Budke will work out of the shotgun set here for Roosevelt. Roosevelt University with the football here from the 25 as the Lakers line up. They fake the give. Quick throw here in traffic and caught by Spedron, I believe, here. Pick up maybe of 8 yards.
Yeah, he is really just basically a one-step drop, getting that ball out quick.
6 yards brought down by
So
Ferris State.
Ferris State now defensively facing a second and call it about a yard or two. They gave him a great spot here. So pickup of almost 9 here on the completion.
See that quick passing game of Roosevelt again to negate that Bulldog pass rush, to try to keep that Bulldog pass rush at bay here. Now he is operating from a true shotgun here.
So this will set up second and call it about a yard to go here for the Lakers, as Ferris State will send a man in motion here. Actually, that'll be Roosevelt sending a man in motion. Now they give it off to Zool here, and this is short gain enough for the first down before he's wrestled backwards.
Yeah, got to get the first down with a couple of yards to spare there as the handoff from the shotgun gets him a couple yards to move the chains here, as Roosevelt did a pretty good job of pushing some of those, getting the linemen on some of those Bulldog linebackers.
So call it first down and 10 here as they get it out to about the 36-yard line. Defensive signals being called in by Ferris State down on the field, as the Bulldog defensive staff trying to get the defense lined up, but that'll do it for the first quarter of play. Ferris State with the lead, but it's been a close one so far. 7-0 Bulldogs after the opening 15 minutes of action. We'll take a 60-second timeout. Back with more coverage of Ferris State football after this break right here on the Bulldog Sports Network, Flow Sports, and Sunny 97.3.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you've got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it, and move all of us forward.
NCAA Division II playoffs, starting a nation-leading streak of 9 consecutive playoffs.
And welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here as the Bulldogs honor the 2014 GLIAC Championship squad. Here at the quarter break, head coach Tony Anise going out to not only give hugs to those guys, but he was kind of lifted up by some of those players here at the quarter break, and certainly a lot of love for a lot of those guys that really helped set the foundation here back in 2014.
They did. It's great to see that large of a group return.
Some tremendous former players here for Ferris State University. I saw the mayor, Jake Doherty, among them down there for Ferris State. Of course, longtime member of the Big Rapids community, Big Rapids High School product that was on that team and on some subsequent teams after that. Really played a big role among many of the other faces you see down there here for Ferris State. And Coach Anise, really a sign of how much he thinks of those guys by going out to greet them.
Absolutely. Definitely wanted to make sure that he realized that they're recognized for their contributions to helping get this program established.
Of course, they began a streak that continues, 9 consecutive playoff appearances. Nation-leading mark here for Ferris State football. Quick throw here against the Bulldog defense and complete out across the 40-yard line here as Budke doing a nice job of the passing game here early on for the Lakers.
Yeah, he is. They're doing a good job mixing up plays, as we talked about a little bit ago, and kind of showing a potential run game right there and then dropping back just 1 or 2 steps and then really getting that ball out as quickly as possible. And they're just taking whatever they can get, and right now they haven't really tried to be greedy very often, and I think that's worked to their benefit.
That was complete to Alex Tran here before he was stopped by the Bulldogs. 2nd and 4 coming up here from the 42-yard line. Budke will check with his tailback Zool here lined up to his left as they work it off the right side hash. 4-man front here for Ferris State. Sadov to stand up in position here for the Bulldogs as they'll give it off on the sweep to the right side. Good hole here, but a big hit.
Big hit.
As that one was delivered by Mike Edwards coming up from the defensive secondary. Edwards, another guy we had on the Bulldog Blitz football show this past week, out of the state of Florida, and a hard hitter at the back end here of the Ferris State defense.
Edwards bringing that hit from Hollywood, Florida right there is denying a first down and forcing them to go for it here and try to get it on 3rd.
Ferris State 102 yards of offense in the first quarter, just 57 for Roosevelt, but still just a 7-0 lead. Ferris State scores on a 65-yard touchdown throw from Chambliss to Katzer with 1:20 to play in the first, and that's been the scoring we've had so far here this afternoon. Call it 3rd and about 2 here for the Lakers as they give it off on the sweep to the far side, and nothing doing here. Well short of the first down on the carry from Norbert Espadron here for Roosevelt. As 4th down's coming up. Budke's still out there now. They will come out with the punting unit here against the Bulldogs.
I would think that would be the wise decision right now. If they maybe another 10 yards downfield, he might have taken a chance here, but probably not here. As you don't want to give the Bulldogs this short of a porch right there, as the Bulldogs already showed signs that the offense is starting to get on track here and getting back to what we saw the last 3 games.
Bulldogs have Brady Rose standing back here for Ferris State.
Fake.
At his own 10. And they're going to run the fake to the right, and nothing doing here as Ferris State stuffs it over there on that far side, short of the first down marker. The Bulldogs not fooled over there on the far side of the field.
Yeah, I was watching it closely because I had a feeling it was coming. Great job getting off the block right there, and Bulldogs did a great job of reading that and being really safe, making sure they had the upbacks covered.
I believe that was Colby Brown that made the stop for Ferris State, so the Bulldogs will take over here in Roosevelt territory at the 44-yard line. Don't mind the call, though, from Roosevelt. You got nothing to lose here in a game against the Bulldogs.
Why not? I mean, that was one of the reasons I was looking for it. I thought, you know what, this would be a good place for it.
So Ferris State will line up here as the Bulldogs will start here at the 43. Chambliss in the gun with a man to his left here as he'll send a man around in motion in O'Brien here to the wide side. Zach Ahern in the offensive backfield, but Chambliss looking to throw deep downfield. He's got Gilbert here down at the 5, but a little bit short into maybe a little bit of a breeze right there and incomplete.
Yeah, that's, he had the wind as too much of an ally at the other end, and that time the wind worked against him in the opposite way there as he was trying to get that ball to James Gilbert, and JG trying to make his way back to make a play on the ball, just not quite able to get there.
So call it for Ferris State coming up 2nd down and 10. Here with 12:33 to play in the first half as Chambliss will set up the offense here for the Bulldogs. Trinidad with Ahern here to his right side in the offensive backfield. Ahern will motion out now here for Ferris State. Trinidad on the design run, right up the middle. He's got a lot of room, right up the seam here for the Bulldogs, to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
I'm not even sure they got a fingernail on him as he went right up the middle, right into that Bulldog student section as the cannon goes off. And those are the legs that Trinidad Chambliss and the running ability that he brings to the table.
Chambliss extends the lead, 13-0 here for Ferris State on a designed run right up the gut. And no one was there here for the Roosevelt defense.
Well, he let that defense push upfield, and then he was off to the races right there. Good seal blocks right there for the Bulldogs, and Trinidad right there. And might have gotten a fingernail on him at the end of that run, but not much.
So the extra point try from Middleton is up and good as Rose with the hold off the snap from Sam Wahlberg. And it's a 14-0 lead here for Ferris State as the tide has started to shift here late in the first and early in the second.
Yeah, Bulldog got a little bit of a wake-up call offensively, a little bit of a late wake-up call, but boy, certainly looking good ever since on these last 2 drives as Trinidad Chambliss showing the wheels to make his way downfield and into the end zone, and big celebration down there for the Bulldog football team.
Ferris State leads it right here. Big thanks to Under Armour and BSN Sports for all their support of Ferris State Athletics, the official apparel providers here of Bulldog Athletics. As the cheerleaders throwing out the T-shirts here down below us here. Great crowd on hand here as they're lined up all the way around the hill, and I think this crowd has grown even since this game started here, at least down to the south end of the stadium.
Yeah, some people maybe around town getting the memo, some students that maybe had some other plans, decided to come out of the residence halls to support the Bulldogs. Bulldog fans starting to fill up, helping fill up that east side of the stadium as well, where normally the visiting team sits.
So Ferris State to kick it away here from the north end as Middleton will send it downfield here for the first time from north to south here this afternoon for the Bulldogs. And this kick here into a little bit of a wind here is going to kind of circle and be held up. It'll be returnable here from the 16-yard line. The spud run here spins forward and gets it out to about the 29. And that's where Roosevelt will start this next offensive series.
So if you're the Lakers right now, you had some success getting some first downs and kind of sustaining drives a little bit earlier, and since then you've stalled. And Bulldogs right now hoping that that trend continues. If Roosevelt on their side, you're just thinking, hey, let's try to get some first downs. Let's try to get some momentum back slowly. Let's not try to get it all back in or get half of it back in one throw. Let's just try to keep doing what we were doing well. We used the screen game well if you're Roosevelt. You used some mix of running plays and screen game, short passes, short one-step drops, get that ball out, negate the pass rush. That's what they need to try to get back to.
Siosai Paia will come on here on the defensive line, replacing Irving Bay here for Ferris State as Budke works out of the gun. First down and 10 here for the Lakers at their own 29 here against this Ferris State team, driving from right to left as we look down at the field. They fake the give, back to throw. Budke pressured from the pocket. Victor Nilsson in pursuit to the sideline and almost picked off here by Alexander again at the 30.
It started, you mentioned Victor Nelson getting some pressure there, and then you could see Jacarvis Alexander crashing in here on the near side, sideline, trying to come up with a pick six right there.
So call it 2nd and 10 here for Roosevelt. 12-13 to play here in the first half as the homecoming ambassadors will be announced with a special ceremony coming up there at the halftime break at Top Taggart Field this afternoon. So Roosevelt will line up here out of the shotgun set, empty backfield here for Budke with trips to the right side. He'll send a man around back into the offensive backfield, maybe an extra blocker here against the four-man front. Back to throw. Budke trying to set up the screen and does. A sped run using his speed, chased down by Jason Williams. He'll get it out to about the 35 on a pickup of 6 here for Roosevelt.
Roosevelt upset. They wanted a horse collar tackle right there as Jason Williams was trying to run him down. Nice job right there finding his pressure release valve right there as Jason Williams with a good chase down tackle there on the far sideline.
So 3rd down here for Roosevelt, 3rd and about 2 here for the Lakers as they will start here off the right side hash. Bulldogs working Sadov and Fowler back in here on the defensive line. Sheldon Cage, one of the guys coming out here for Ferris State, is Tony Anise Jr., Tyler Shreve calling out the defensive signals down there alongside Tesla Smith and a timeout called. So Roosevelt's going to use his second timeout. They want to make sure they have the right call here against the Bulldog defense in this situation.
Yeah, and 3rd and 2 right there, starting to get close to midfield. They would love to be able to sustain a drive right here against this Bulldog defense.
Of course, Ferris State hockey coverage coming your way tonight right here on Sunny 97.3 in the Bulldog Sports Network. Brody Kaiser on the call along with Brandon Worth tonight as the Ferris State hockey team starting its 50th season. Got a shootout win last night, looking for another victory here tonight against the Redhawks.
Yeah, Bulldogs strong, I would say solid performance last night against Miami, getting the season started. Two teams right now trying to reestablish themselves and trying to build their programs, and both teams really wanted that win last night, and good job by the Bulldogs to hang tough there as the game went back and forth all night.
So out will come the Roosevelt offense here as this will set up 3rd and about 2 here for Roosevelt as they start here off the right side hash. Lakers with the football here, trying to move the chains here against this Ferris State defense, ranked 3rd in the country in total defense coming in to the week. as Budke will be under center here. He'll send a man around in motion. They'll give it off to a sped run, and he's going to pick up the first down. Got just enough out to the 40-yard line on the sweep to the right side.
Just enough to move the chains and keep this drive alive. And that's, again, the big thing for them is to not get greedy, but try to be efficient here. And maybe when they get opportunities to pick their spots to go deep, this Bulldog defense, they're going to continue to get pressure, and they cannot miss tackles. When they get opportunities, they got to make tackles.
14-0 Ferris State lead here in the second quarter of play. Here in home game number 3 for the Bulldogs. Game 5 of the season here for head coach Tony Anise and his Ferris State squad. Bulldogs 3-1 overall, taking on the 0-3 Lakers here this afternoon. First down and 10 here from the 40. As Budke will send a man in motion. He'll give it off to Zool here to the right. Nice little shifty move here as he picked up 2 or 3 yards before he was brought down. Edwards right there along with Deron Irving Bay, I believe, and Saipa Ia here for Ferris State defensively.
Tackle made by Ferris State, number 98, Jake Clement.
So Plamondon, that's what I thought. Plamondon was also in that area as well. Jake Plamondon getting a piece of it as well. Bulldogs continue to rotate guys on that defensive line, trying to keep fresh. And, you know, this is where you're thinking third, fourth quarters, try to get that wear down effect.
So 10 minutes left here in this first half of play as they will line up here out of the shotgun set again. Bulldogs showing pressure, and they might have been offsides. They did throw the flag here into Bulldog territory, and they strike downfield here to the Ferris State 35-yard line on the reception. So a big first down pickup here, and it looks like that one probably will stand.
Yeah, smart play there by Roosevelt to recognize, and you can tell when everybody knows because both benches are moving down the sideline and all the players, even before the play is called, even before the flag was called.
That one was caught by Biddle, the tight end, I believe, on the crossing route, and that'll give Roosevelt a first down here at the Ferris State 35. Second time they've been here into Bulldog territory offensively here in the first half.
Yeah, that was, again, smart play to recognize the offside. Bulldogs showed the blitz and unfortunately crept up into the neutral zone, and good job snapping the ball and taking advantage of the free play.
First down and 10 here as they work it from the left side here in the offensive set. Roosevelt taking it his time here, letting that play clock wind down here. On to eat some clock probably and keep the Bulldog offense off the field. So first down and 10 here in Bulldog territory as Budke gets the offense set here with Zool to his left side. Zool lines up here as a sped run moves in motion, and he gets it here on the swing back to the near side. Good
great tackle
by Edwards here on the near sideline after a short gain here of about 2 or 3 yards.
Mike Edwards really quick to get in there and make that play. Few yard gain. As Bulldogs will see, they made some adjustments earlier to this approach here from Roosevelt, and they'll see if they make that adjustment again. They really came up in press coverage and tried to take away those short passes because it's going to be tough to really get much of a pass rush. If he's going to make a 1-2 drop and get rid of the ball, it's going to be difficult to get a pass rush. Bulldogs also going to have to think pass rush, get those hands up, try to clog the passing lanes.
Call it second and about 7.5, 8 yards here as Budke drops back. Looking over the top, one-on-one here, and a tie-up and a flag going to be thrown here. Leno Smith
He wants
on
offensive
coverage.
interference, but he's not going to get it.
He did want it here, but not able to get turned back around to the football here as they were looking over the top for the one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, so he's going to get pass interference right there. He could see again, we're looking at the replay on Ferris television, that ball comes out so quick right there. It looked like Lento maybe lost his balance a little bit, and but also realized that he did not want to get beat deep for a touchdown and decided to sacrifice a pass interference call for potentially a touchdown or maybe a longer gain.
He was not happy with the call, but nonetheless, that'll move Roosevelt a little deeper in the Ferris State territory as they're going to have it inside the red zone here, inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 17.5-yard line here is where Roosevelt will have first down pickup.
So promising drive here by Roosevelt deep in the Bulldog territory at the 17, officially almost the 18. And a first down, so they're going to have an opportunity to come away with some points here. The wind is at their back in case they need to settle for a field goal. But right now they're thinking touchdown.
Try to cut into this Ferris State lead here as Budke lines up, shifts the tight end back to the right side here of the formation. Budke, the quick throw to the near side, and broke it up by Smith as he was right there made the play that time here as they were trying to hook up on the outside.
Yeah, they tried to go at Lento again. This time he was up to the task. Did a great job getting that hand in there, deflecting it away.
So Leno Smith stepping up and moving over to the corner spot here as Ware has not returned just yet. He is standing down on the bench here on the Ferris State sideline. So see if he comes back on or not. Appears to be okay down there and is standing actually on the bench trying to get a good view of the field.
See, I know they're trying to force some of the matchups that they want here, but let's see if they try to go his way again. They got Alexander one-on-one top of the.
They're trying to set up the screen. Budke rolls out to the right side, waving guys downfield, and that one finally thrown away as he ran out of real estate over toward the Roosevelt sideline.
Yeah, I think, not sure exactly what they were trying to set up there. Possibly it was a screen. I think they tried to isolate Nixon over there with Alexander again, but Jacarvis did a good job of covering that, and then everything underneath was pretty much taken away and ended up just throwing the ball away.
Bulldog third down package coming out here defensively. 3rd and 10 here for Roosevelt as the Lakers will line up here at the 18-yard line as they'll shift a couple guys back to the right side here on the wide side of the formation. Out of the gun here, Budke looks left here for Roosevelt. As the pressure comes, the Bulldogs coming with some heat this time. He rolls out right side on the move here.
Covered.
And finally throws it away again. Good coverage downfield here by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go with the football. Literally nowhere to go with the football and ended up throwing it away. Had plenty of time to roll out, but Bulldogs had everything covered.
So 7:57 to play here in this first half, and 4th down coming up here. And it looks like a long field goal try coming up here, I believe, here for Roosevelt, as they're going to line up for the field goal opportunity and try to put some points on the board. So Mauricio Escaderon will be the kicker. Escaderon here for Roosevelt, a junior out of San Diego, California, from 35 yards away. And this one is up and good, and the Lakers are on the board as they cut the lead here to 14-3.
Yeah, they needed to come away with some points. Bulldogs started to lock up at the end of that drive, but give Roosevelt credit, able to bang it through the uprights and get some points on the board. 14-3, the Bulldogs lead them.
Big thanks go out to all the Ferris State advertising partners for helping make this broadcast possible. Those advertising partners of Ferris State Athletics right here on Sunny 97.3 include Three Girls Bakery, thanks to Lake Osceola State Bank, PNC Bank, and Nutrition Force LLC, the official dietitian of Ferris State Athletics. Bulldog volleyball tonight, 6 o'clock. Bulldog hockey tonight at 8:07 p.m. over at the Ava Glavin Sports Complex. So a homecoming triple header here for the Ferris State fans.
Yeah, this is the first of 3 right here as the Bulldogs looking to take care of business here and then hand it off to the Bulldog volleyball team later this afternoon, who will then hand it off to the Bulldog hockey team to close it out this evening.
So Ferris State back to receive here as the Bulldogs will get the return unit out there here against Roosevelt University. 14-3 lead here, the midway point here of this second period here for the Bulldogs. So Roosevelt to line it up here. The Bulldogs have Tariq Brett standing back here at the goal line, along with Brady Rose, I believe, here on the opposite side. It'll be Tariq Brett who bobbles it initially. We'll see if Brett can get a good return here. Bulldogs take it to the wide side. Brett has some speed here. He finds a hole, trying to work his way up the sideline, hurdles a man. Flag thrown here as he gets into Roosevelt territory.
That's too bad right there. Bulldogs are still, even after this flag, still going to have pretty decent field position.
Nonetheless, another big return here for Tariq Brett, who has kind of been electric back there on special teams here for the Bulldogs in the return game.
Well, I guess it depends on where the flag was thrown a little deeper downfield, but Bulldogs are headed back here, so maybe the field position not quite so good. Maybe the foul was committed earlier.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the
It
return
looks like
team.
2 were called, so they must have got one a little bit bigger
Illegal block in the back.
Okay,
back at the beginning
Yeah.
of the return. So I saw the one you saw, which
Yeah.
was right at midfield.
Yeah,
First down
if
for
that
Ferris
one,
State.
so they declined that one because Bulldogs would have had decent field position with that one, but there was an earlier block in the back, and looking at the ball being placed on the 5-yard line, it was very early in the play.
Ferris State will start back at its own 5-yard line here as Jarvis Wyndham in the center will stand over the football. And Chambliss will work out of the shotgun set here for the Bulldogs. Ferris State trying to hold on to a 14-3 advantage, trying to extend the lead here, but you do not want to turn it over back in your own end. Chambliss, the quick throw to James Gilbert, one-on-one, and he lost the football.
They're calling it a fumble.
They're going to call it a football. It's a dog pile in the end zone.
It's going to be points one way or the other for Roosevelt.
Roosevelt is saying touchdown. They're waiting, and they're waiting. Still no signal. It will be a Roosevelt touchdown. So just said the Bulldogs do not want to turn it over. Gilbert made the catch. The ball popped out loose. They called it a completion, and it was recovered in the end zone here by Roosevelt.
Yeah, the Bulldogs don't seem to be protesting too much here. It did look like a catch here. We'll take a look here at the replay from Ferris State Television here. Catches the football, makes a move. Yeah, that's a catch and a fumble.
Head coach Tony Anise said the Bulldogs had a great week of practice, but right now so far Roosevelt is giving all they can handle here to the Bulldogs here in this first half of play.
Yeah, Bulldogs not clean right there. That was definitely a fumble, a catch, a poke away, and a recovery at the bottom of that scrum by Roosevelt, and all of a sudden, this extra point pending, they bang that one through, and all of a sudden it's a 14-10 game.
14-10 here with 7:30 to play in the first half. Said coming in last week the Bulldogs got a big win. People wondered how good Roosevelt was. I said they're not going to be the worst team by any means on the Ferris State schedule, I don't believe, and they certainly do not look like it here this afternoon.
Bulldogs have been maybe a touch flat, but I would give Roosevelt credit because they have been solid from pretty much from start to finish here, and they have really come in with a good game plan, offensively and defensively. Offensively, they've been able to negate that Bulldog pass rush. They've been able to sustain drives by getting first downs, and right there, opportunistic, converting a turnover into a touchdown.
Going around the conference here as we have a time to check the GLIAC scoreboard. In the second half, Saginaw Valley leading Northern Michigan by a score of 42-7. Michigan Tech, final score, defeated Wayne State 22-7. Looks like the Grand Valley Davenport game now a final as well, 24-7. The Lakers win that one down in Caledonia, so they remain unbeaten, and the Bulldogs here trying to stay unbeaten here in the GLIAC. This is the first GLIAC game, but you certainly want to stay in the conference race here early on.
Yeah, this certainly score probably opening some eyes around here, around the conference and the region and the nation right now, as the Bulldogs trying to really hit their stride here, and certainly not sharp offensively on that particular possession. That should have been a catch, a first down, and we should still be possessing that football up 14-3, but that is not the case. Right now, just a 14-10 lead.
So Roosevelt will kick it away here as the Bulldogs will get another chance here at the return. No, this one will be through the end zone, and Ferris State will come out and start at the 25. So that last series, disastrous for Ferris State. They had the 2 penalty flags thrown on the return, and then a fumble on the first offensive play from the 5-yard line resulted in a Roosevelt defensive touchdown, and that pulls the Lakers back within 4.
Yeah, a lot of things went against the Bulldogs. You mentioned that the illegal block in the back penalty that was accepted put the Bulldogs deep in its own territory, starting at 1st and 10 from the 5, and then, of course, a fumble that was recovered for a touchdown. That makes it hurt even more.
Chambliss with Katzer to his right. He's got a 3-man front that the Bulldogs are facing as they keep it on the ground on the sweep to the near side to Tariq Brett on the sideline, and spun out of bounds out across the 30 to about the 34-yard line.
Good job trying to find different ways of getting Tariq Brett involved in the offense there and giving him an opportunity to use that speed. Bulldogs quickly back to the line of scrimmage. They want to move quick.
So Ferris State right back up here as the Bulldogs have 2 out to the wide side of the formation. And Ferris State's going to fake the give to Katzer. A little completion here to Brett again. Here on the throw from Chambliss, and a first down pickup here out to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good one-on-one tackle over there on the outside by Jordan Powell as Tariq Brett with that speed, even though he got the first down, could have gotten a lot more.
Bulldogs trying to go to hurry-up mode here with 6:50 to play in the first half, and the run, Katzer back to the right side. He finds a hole, cuts down the sideline, makes a shifty move or two, trying to turn back to the middle and gets it down to the Roosevelt 37-yard line.
Good job there by Cannon. Once you start spinning around there in traffic, you got to make sure you're strong with the football.
He's such a shifty and elusive runner. We've seen him make some really great runs here already this season.
Absolutely. Really great in tight quarters and also great in the open field, as we saw earlier. Did a great job protecting the football as well.
First down and 10 here as Chambliss will send Brett back in motion. Some movement up front.
It's going to be a
They're
false
going to
start,
call
I
it
think.
dead here, so the Bulldogs will not get the free play out of it.
Although, let's see. It is offside. I was
Offside.
going to say, they
Defense.
did jump and
Number
cause the Bulldogs to
95
move.
with contact.
So it will be
5-yard penalty.
here,
First down.
offsides with contact, and the Bulldogs will get some yardage here, and that'll move them a little closer here to the 30-yard line, down to the 32. So a penalty of 5 here sets up 1st and 5 here for the Ferris State offense.
Bulldogs want to keep this drive going right here, and they want to get that 7 points back that they gave up at the other end.
4-receiver set here as Chambliss takes the time and now takes the snap, back to throw, has all kinds of time, and then tried to get rid of it late to Brett as no one was open. I think he might have had Gilbert in the end zone, but not sure he saw him, and that'll set up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, he could have taken that big shot potentially down there, but maybe just didn't get a chance to see it here as James Gilbert going to walk back down. Bulldogs are going to set up 2nd and 5. Bulldogs feeling like with that penalty that they maybe had a free play to maybe try to make something big happen there.
So 2nd and 5 here for Ferris State. Cats are lined up to the right side here at Chambliss in the gun. 2 receivers out to each side here as O'Brien will come in motion, and they'll give it to him on the sweep to the near side. Cats are the lead blocker, and O'Brien thrown down here after a short gain here. It'll be 3rd and about 1 or 2 coming up here for the Bulldogs.
It's almost 2 yards here. 1.5 to 2 yards here that the Bulldogs need to keep this drive alive, and you got to be thinking 4-down territory probably here. 2 downs to get 2 yards.
Bulldogs trying to extend the lead here against Roosevelt late in this first half of play as Chambliss looks over the defensive front. Quick throw here to Gilbert this time, who spins outside and finally out of bounds here down inside the 20. The Bulldogs are in the red zone at the 17.
Good grab right there by JG on the near sideline there. Is got to shake off that fumble and get right back to work.
So the Bulldogs on the move deep into Roosevelt territory here in the latter part of this opening half of play. All the coverage today courtesy of Ferris State Television on Flow Sports, along with Sunny 97.3. Big thanks to those tuned in as well on Metro Flint News Talk Radio here for Bulldog football all season long. Ferris State back to throw. Chambliss sets up the screen. O'Brien with the catch here into the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs!
Great job right there by O'Brien to just work his way in there.
So short little screenplay here, and he did a nice job of running down the sideline, finding a way to get into the end zone here inside the 5, kind of avoided a couple would-be tacklers here and had a couple blockers downfield. The big offensive lineman able to get down there and help block here his way into the end zone.
Textbook screenplay right there.
So 4:38 to play in the first half, 20-10 here as the Bulldogs answer after the Roosevelt defensive score. Extra point try from Middleton is up and good, make it 21-10.
Good job there by the Bulldogs. A big answer that they needed after kind of gift wrapping a couple of points, or a touchdown, I should say, to Roosevelt, and Bulldogs did a good job of getting those points back.
Ferris State football coverage live here today from Top Tiger Field Homecoming 2024. Here is the homecoming festivities will continue at halftime. Of course, some special reunions I know taking place tonight. Always great to see so many familiar faces back here on the Ferris State campus.
Yeah, just a ton of familiar faces, and of course honoring that 2014 team has been a fun opportunity as well. So always great homecoming, and really good homecoming crowd filling the stadium up here today, and a lot of people having fun, and that's a lot of what homecoming's all about.
Of course, the Ferris State volleyball team will honor the 2004 GLIAC championship squad later on tonight during their match against Purdue Northwest. Again, that gets underway at 6 o'clock tonight, about 3 hours away. We've reached the top of the hour, 3 o'clock, right here on Sunny 97.3 WDEE here in the Big Rapids area. Return here from Espedron from back in his own end. He's got some real estate up the sideline to the 30 and to the 35 before he's ran out of bounds at the 36. They'll give him to the 37 here, and good field position to start here for Roosevelt.
Yeah, Bulldogs give up that field position, and not what you see Coach Hodges working on those guys right there as they come to the sideline there. Did not like what he saw in that coverage.
Ferris State and Roosevelt doing battle here today. First ever game in the GLIAC here for Roosevelt University. They certainly haven't played like a GLIAC newcomer here in the first half.
No, they've played hard, they've played smart, and they've executed pretty well given the circumstances that they face.
So 21-10 Bulldog lead here as Roosevelt will line up with the football here up the right side. Budke going to stay on at quarterback here for Roosevelt University. He's taking the bulk of the snaps here this season as they run the sweep to the right. Missed tackle here for Ferris State in the backfield by Fowler, and a short pickup here as he had some help over toward the sideline in pursuit for Ferris State.
Yeah, Fowler didn't quite get him, but maybe forced him to cut a little bit wider and deeper, and that allowed the teammates to come and help make that play for no gain right there. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Budke, the quarterback, a senior out of Beaverton, Oregon, here for Roosevelt University. You look at their two deep. They've got guys from Texas, California, Oregon, Georgia. You know, they're kind of going all over to find guys to fit their program.
Hey, wherever you can get the players, that's what you want to do. And Bulldogs have got a little bit of that as well on its roster.
Inside of 4 minutes left here in the first half as they give it off to Zool here, spinning forward here, close to the 40. Short little gain here. And this is going to set up another 3rd down and long situation. 3rd and about 8 coming up here for Roosevelt. If the Bulldogs can get off the field here with about 3 minutes to go here once this next play is all said and done, they've got some timeouts to work with as well.
Some timeouts to work with and basically get into that 2-minute drill mode if they can get off the field right here.
So 3rd down coming up here from the 40 here for Roosevelt as the Lakers will line up with twins left, one man to the right here in the tight set. Budke working out of the shotgun formation here for Roosevelt. Bulldogs coming with the heat. Here is Budke, eludes the rush, steps up on the move and throws it complete in the flat. And this is very close to a first down. They're going to call it a first down from the near side. I think that's one they should maybe at least take a look at, but they're going to call it a first down right away.
Good job stepping up in the pocket right there. Bulldogs had the pass rush, but could not see the tackle right there. The knee went down. Had a little bit of a favorable spot, I would say.
Nonetheless, called by the linesman here on the near side, who's having a few words with Coach Anise as he kind of waved forward here without really taking a look at it where the ball was spotted.
Yeah, they don't like to measure too often, so that combined with a favorable spot, Bulldogs trying to show up rush here.
But
look out!
Outside, intercepted by Madison. Pick 6 chance here for Ferris State to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Boy, I tell you what, Rock, Bucky was playing with fire. And you keep trying to throw those outs. Eventually, somebody's going to jump one of them, and Giassi Madison jumped it, pick 6. You can see this is, again, they've been doing this 1-2-step drop, trying to get it out really quick. At some point, you're going to catch one of those and go the other way.
Interception back to the house here for the Bulldogs. That will extend the lead here to 27-10 at the 2-minute timeout. Huge play by the Ferris State defense. The Bulldogs gave up some points on the offensive side, but the defense takes it away here and gets it back for the Bulldogs. Turnover belt coming up here down on the Ferris State sideline. Here is the Bulldog defense scores this afternoon here at Top Tiger Field.
What's going on here? Got an injured, didn't see that. There's an injured Roosevelt player on the far sideline, Coach Anise. 3/4 of the way across the field.
Did not see it either here as he walks over that way, having a conversation with the officials. So over on the Roosevelt sideline here as the injury takes place, and the Roosevelt medical team taking a look. Coach Anise over there offering support maybe as well here for Ferris State. With
I tell you, we talked about Carson Gulker being out there with the team captains there, and certainly don't want to see any more serious injuries, and that is not something anybody wants to see. As didn't even see the Ferris training staff had come over there as well.
Yeah, I saw Allison making her way over there here, and good to see offering the support right there here as she'll make her way back to the Ferris State sideline. So
I think that's you would think that's a good sign.
Do not see any movement here in terms of the cart or the ambulance coming out onto the field here, as it looks like they've got someone up. I'm not sure if that was even a player over there as we look at it.
Oh, you're right.
Looks
I
like
think it was a coach maybe.
Looks like it may have been a coach or one of the support staff
You know,
members.
and that was in the pick 6 area, Rob. He might have somebody might have flew into him right there trying to make a play. Yeah.
They are coming over with the crutches over there on the far side. I'm not entirely sure if that's not Coach Williamson, the head coach here for Roosevelt University.
Boy, I tell you what, I hope that's not some kind of a knee injury there, as somebody rolls up on you on the sideline like that. You can't get away. And I'm not as young as I used to be. It'd be it's tougher to get out of the way there, and certainly hope he's going to be okay. But it's like he might be on crutches here.
By the looks of it, I believe, from the photos I saw online, that may have been Jared Williamson, the head coach here for Roosevelt, which probably was a reason Coach Anise was all the way to the other side of the field.
Yeah, has to be right there. He's on crutches right now. But guarantee you, he's not leaving that sideline.
Extra point try here from Middleton is on the way and up and good. Make it 28-10 after the pick 6 for the Bulldogs. And the 2-minute timeout. So Ferris State extends the lead here. And maybe not the way this one was scripted, but we see the Bulldogs in the driver's seat right now here as we approach halftime.
Yeah, 28-10. I think that's a good way of putting it. Not the way that you probably would have scripted it, but at the same time, it is what it is. And Bulldogs' opportunity to learn from some things that have not gone its way. And to see an offense that's kind of tested its defense in ways that maybe we haven't been tested yet this year. And so, as teams look at film, they're going to try some different things and give Roosevelt credit. I mean, they found something that was, at least somewhat successful for them in terms of hanging close here and getting some first downs. And, last week it was very difficult for Inter-American International to even get first downs.
So Ferris State will kick it away here inside of 2 minutes to go here in the first half. You mentioned it right there. This Roosevelt team much different than the team the Bulldogs played last week out in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Very different. This team is definitely more competitive, and Bulldogs with a little shorter kickoff right here.
Going to be fielded here at about the 15. Fumble on the play here, but they're able to pick it back up. Espedron able to gather it before a disaster almost struck again here for Roosevelt.
Boy, he was looked like he was trying to pick it up and make a move, and at that point you just want to get the ball and just get down and be safe and not turn the ball over here, already down 28-10.
So Ferris State in control here as we approach halftime. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap the first half numbers. We'll check the GLIAC and the D2Football.com scoreboard, talk more about what's going on here in Ferris State Athletics. Of course, we'll have the Preferred Office Machines postgame show once this one is all said and done here this afternoon from right here at Top Taggart Field.
Bulldogs right now trying to get their personnel set right here. And, if the Bulldogs, if they can bear down right here and get a 3 and out, they have time to maybe get some more points on the board. Good jaw. Good call.
Budke will give it off to Zool here, and he gets it out across the 20 to about the 22. So a nice little pickup here on first down here for Roosevelt with the clock running, 1:40 to play here in the first half. Just one timeout remaining here for the Lakers.
Boy, look at all that room right there to run. Good tackle by Alexander.
Ferris State came into the game, suited up some extra guys. Of course, you could suit up some freshmen and play some freshmen up to 3 games. The Bulldogs had a whole host of them here in uniform, dressed for the occasion here today with it being homecoming. But the way this one has went,
they might have to wait.
Most of those starters have had to play the entire first half here so far for the Bulldogs. Budke out of the gun will shift Zool to his right. Bulldogs trying to come with some pressure. They run the same play, and Jalen Jones laid the initial hit. Duran Irving Bay will finish off Zool, but a first down pickup.
Yeah, got the first down with about a yard to spare here as they'll move the chains.
So Roosevelt here keeping it pretty safe here back at its own end with just over a minute left here in this first half. If you're the Lakers, you do not want to make another mistake here against the Bulldogs and let Ferris State extend this lead even further here, trailing just 28-10 right now late in the first half.
Especially from this spot in the field.
Zool to the right side here, and they're going with it again. Nothing doing this time as Sefasai Paia not fooled right there in the interior of the defensive front for Ferris State.
Yeah, good adjustment there by Saipaia as he was, I think, had his eyes set on the quarterback and did a good job of adjusting and making the tackle on the running back.
Look at this Roosevelt team, even up front here, a team that looks like they're certainly going to be able to grow in the GLIAC here, have more of a GLIAC type of look here in terms of some of the personnel up front.
Yeah, they have come in actually not as bad as, again, what maybe some people probably thought. And here right now they're just trying to run out the clock here.
10 seconds left here. Maybe a final snap here in the first half here for Budke. We'll see if he takes a shot, as they've kept it on the ground so far, and it looks like they will again. And a nice little cutback here as the Bulldogs try to strip it loose here, and looks like that'll do it for the first half as Alexander comes away with it, but it will not count here as forward progress had been stopped. And at halftime, it's Ferris State leading it 28-10 over the Lakers as both teams head back to the locker room, and Bulldogs in control, but I'm sure some words coming from Coach Anise here as we get ready to start the second half.
Yeah, there will not be some happy coaches in there at halftime, and so we'll be interested to see how the Bulldogs respond early in the second half.
Ferris State leads it here at halftime on the Bulldog Sports Network and Sunny 97.3 along with Flow Sports. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout right here with Ferris State football coverage from Top Taggart Field.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Want to be a storyteller? The Television and Digital Media Production program at Ferris State University is the create space for you. At Ferris, you will apply creative and technical skills to create stories worth telling. You will be immersed in your learning. You will practice every part of the production process. You will create in state-of-the-art facilities with the latest equipment and software. The TDMP program at Ferris State. Learn to make storytelling your career. Find out more at ferris.edu/TDMP.
Are you seeking applied learning opportunities that will prepare you for your future? Classes taught by experienced faculty? Do you want internship opportunities that will launch your career? Then the College of Business at Ferris State University is where you belong. With 23 accredited programs and 122 degrees, you can advance your knowledge in unique majors such as esports production, music and entertainment business, and hospitality. Experience excellent placement rates and become a career-ready graduate. Start your journey today at ferris.edu/business.
And welcome back, everyone, to Ferris State football coverage here at halftime. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you from Top Taggart Field, where the Bulldogs lead it 28-10 here at halftime on homecoming, as Ferris State off to a little bit of a slow start here today, but the Bulldogs able to extend the lead in the second quarter of play, and right now leading it by 18 here at the break.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't a pretty first half from a Bulldog fan standpoint, but the Bulldogs certainly played much better. I should say they played better as the half went on, and you know, really, the one thing that really stands out is obviously the fumble that they converted into a touchdown. Otherwise, you're looking at 28-3 versus 20-10, and 28-3 sounds a lot better for whatever reason, significantly better than 28-10.
Dance team out on the field waiting to perform here at halftime. The homecoming ambassadors and more will all take place here at the halftime break, but we'll recap the first half numbers. 210 yards of total offense for the Bulldogs, 8 carries for 90 yards, led by Chambliss, who had the 1 carry for 43 yards, and a score here for Ferris State in that first half of play. The Bulldogs in the air, Chambliss was 9 of 13 for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gilbert caught 4 balls for 30 yards and 3 catches for 68 yards for Katzer, who, of course, had the opening score for the Bulldogs on a 65-yard touchdown reception from Chambliss with 1:20 to play in the first quarter of play. Defensively, the Bulldogs held Roosevelt to 125 yards, 18 carries for 32 yards. Budke was 12 of 21 for 93 yards and was intercepted once, and that, of course, being a pick six for the final score of the first half. 49-yard interception return from Madison to make it 28-10 here at halftime.
Yep. So some definite highlights for the Bulldogs to look at and to feel good about offensively. Again, just the one turnover that really hurts, but the Bulldogs started to get things going offensively and moving the ball. And then defensively, they were making some adjustments to what Roosevelt was doing, trying to take away that short passing game, and they ended up being successful with that. As really the touchdown again came off of a turnover, and so the Bulldogs really did a better job of adjusting, even though Roosevelt was able to get some first downs.
Let's take a look at the scoring summary. Katzer hauled in the first touchdown, as we noted. 3 plays, 74 yards. He scored on the 65-yard reception from Trinidad Chambliss with 1:20 to play in the first quarter. 12:24 to go in the second quarter. Chambliss with a 43-yard touchdown run made it 14-0 Bulldogs. However, Roosevelt comes back with a 35-yard field goal to cut the margin to 14-3 midway through the second quarter. They kick off. The Bulldogs had a couple penalties called on the return, and then on the first play from scrimmage, the Bulldogs fumbled the ball into the end zone. Dambeck recovers on the fumble recovery in the end zone to make it 14-10. However, from that point forward, the Bulldogs able to march 75 yards in 7 plays. Amari O'Brien scores from 17 yards out on the throw from Chambliss, his second touchdown throw of the afternoon, and that was followed by Madison's 49-yard pick-6 return with just 1:58 to go before halftime. That was kind of a backbreaker here after the way Roosevelt had played in the first half.
Yeah, that really hurt. I mean, because they were kind of hanging in there, kind of hanging tough, and then that one really shifted the tide toward the Bulldogs, and it feels almost like helped put the game more out of reach than what I think Roosevelt was hoping for coming down the stretch of the first half.
Ferris State 3 of 4 in the red zone here in the first half. Meanwhile, Roosevelt was 4 of 8. They were also 0 of 2 on 4th down. Actually, the Bulldogs were 3 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Roosevelt was 4 of 8 in the red zone. Both teams finished 1 of 1 in that first half of play. So at halftime, it's 28-10 Bulldogs. We'll be back with more halftime coverage in 2 minutes right here on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Flow Sports and Sunny 97.3.
A round of applause for your 2024 Ferris State cheer
Sleep
team.
at 4 in the morning. Take a toll.
Actually, I think it's worse my legs. Standing. Well, I stood all last night.
In the pregame show.
Welcome to Ferris State University Homecoming 2024. And now your 2024 Homecoming Grand Marshal, Beth Harding. Beth Harding is a 1965 alumni of Ferris State. She remains a proud and member of the university and program today. During her time at Ferris State, Beth participated in many activities right across campus. She was the house mother of Phil Travis Hall, Beth was instrumental in helping affect the Ferris State women's tennis program and soccer. Beth loved all things on the court. She showed that Ferris State's women's tennis and women's golf will always be special to me. That is the most
Ferris State football coverage here at halftime. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you as the Bulldogs honor the honorary captain, I believe, here for the homecoming festivities.
Yeah, it's the Grand Marshal, Betty Hardig, pushing up on 97 years old, and Betty is very popular in the Big Rapids community. Her house is right across the street from our office in the Pregame building. So Betty is just a jewel of the community, and that I don't know where I'm going to be when I'm 97 years old, but I am so happy to see Betty still enjoying life at 97.
Of course, for the fans tuned in on Flow Sports, you can see her down on the field. For those on the radio broadcast, she was actually out a little closer to midfield here, being helped off the field by Stephanie Shaw from our game day operations crew, along with Nico, who's one of our public address announcers for Ferris State basketball and volleyball, and great to see them out there helping her and making sure she gets off the field safely.
Just great. I'll tell you one thing, when Betty was announced as the Grand Marshal, everybody was just so excited, and that's how popular, well-liked, and beloved Betty is in the community.
Of course, now the homecoming ambassador is going to be honored and recognized, as well as President Dr. Bill Pink out there to help honor the ambassadors here at halftime, part of the homecoming tradition for so many years.
Indeed, President Pink, Vice President of Student Affairs Janine Ward-Roof out there, and getting ready to recognize some ambassadors, and it's just a great tradition that continues here at Ferris State.
Ferris State here at halftime with a 28-10 lead here at the break over Roosevelt University. One of the games going on across the GLIAC here today, as we'll take a look at the GLIAC and the national matchups going on around the country. Saginaw Valley, end of the third quarter, actually still 1 minute left to go in the third quarter, all over Northern Michigan, 56-14, up inside the Superior Dome in Marquette. The Cardinals coming off a big win on the road over Indianapolis and really playing some good football over the last few weeks.
Yeah, they're quietly playing some good football, and the lone blemish maybe doesn't look quite so bad now, as Northwood's playing well, and they lost a tight game in the Axe Bowl to arch rival Northwood, but other than that, they've been playing well.
Also, another team playing well, Michigan Tech, 3-1 going in, and I think they just improved to 4-1 with the win today, 22-7 over Wayne State. Of course, Wayne State will be the next opponent for the Bulldogs next Saturday night down in Detroit, still looking for its first victory of the year under head coach Tyrone Wheatley.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for the Wayne State Warriors this season so far, and unfortunately for them, doesn't get any easier with Ferris State coming to town, and the Ferris State, of course, traditionally with a lot of Detroit area people that are going to come out and support the Bulldogs in that one.
Grand Valley State jumped in front of Davenport and never trailed in the contest, led 3-0 early. They outscored the Panthers 21-7 in the second quarter. Neither team able to find the end zone in the second half, and 24-7 the final, as the Lakers remain unbeaten on the year. And Davenport, a couple losses, but to two pretty good teams in Grand Valley State and Central Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of shame in that. The Central Missouri game was a bit more competitive, but Davenport, unfortunately for them, has had a hard time with Grand Valley in recent years, and the Lakers roll again.
Going around the country here today in our top 25 scoreboard, presented by D2Football.com from our good friends there. Charleston, number 18 in the nation, playing host to Glenville State today. I mentioned the Grand Valley score already. Kutztown, number 8 in the nation, playing host to Bloomsburg. Valdosta State, number 3 in the fourth quarter at last check, led shorter by a score of 56-6, shorter on the short end of that score against the Blazers of Valdosta State. Carson Newman, number 21 in the country, taking on Barton today. Lenore Ryan, number 11 in the nation, at Emory and Henry. Augustana, the number 25 team in the nation, hosting Minnesota Duluth today. Indiana, Pennsylvania, number 24. Slippery Rock, number 10, doing battle today in the PSAC. Johnson C. Smith, number 23 in the national rankings this week, hosting Virginia State. Number 22, Indianapolis, trying to get back on track as they visit William Jewell. It's Colorado Mines, number 7 in the nation, visiting Colorado Mesa. Emporia State, number 20, playing host to Northeastern State. Fourth-ranked Minnesota State will entertain Sioux Falls. Central Oklahoma, number 17, going on the road to Missouri Southern. Pittsburgh State in the jungle, the number 5 team, hosting Missouri Western. 14th ranked Ouachita Baptist at Southeastern Oklahoma. Southwestern Oklahoma playing host to top-ranked Harding. West Alabama, number 15 in the nation, will be rescheduled against Erskine. Bemidji State, number 16, will be at Northern State. Colorado State Pueblo, number 19, hosting New Mexico Highlands. Central Washington, number 9 in the nation, at Eastern New Mexico. Central Missouri, number 13, who we noted earlier, will go on the road to Fort Hays State. And Western Colorado, number 12, hosting Fort Lewis. That's a look at the D2Football.com top 25 matchups today from around the country. And some of those scores and some of those games going to be even more important as we move into the latter stages of the season.
Yeah, I think they're going to really be difference makers for a lot of teams. And you think a game earlier in the season is maybe not quite as much of a big deal, but boy, they can sure add up when you get toward the end of the season.
The ambassador ceremony is just kind of finished down on the field. The Ferris State Pep Band going to play down in the north end zone. They're going to greet some supporters of the band who are down there in the Victory View Suites area here in the north end zone. So a nice little treat for some fans that really have some passion for the band and the marching band to come here at Ferris State University.
I tell you, a lot of people are excited about the band, and it's already growing. I think you can already see that the Pep Band itself is growing in numbers, and pretty soon when we have that marching band, we're going to have that atmosphere like we saw at Pittsburgh State, like you might see at some of the other big schools that we play against, where they have that true marching band, and that's going to be a great addition to Ferris State and to Ferris State athletics.
Bulldogs specialists start to make their way back to the field here along with Roosevelt, so won't be long before we'll have the teams back on the field. We still have just over 10 minutes to go before the start of the second half. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back with more halftime coverage after this timeout right here on Flow Sports, the Bulldogs Sports Network in Sunny 97.3. Everyone to Ferris State football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here at halftime as the Bulldogs taking on the Roosevelt Lakers here today. Still waiting for the return of both teams as the sun is out. Beautiful weather here with the exception maybe of a little wind and breeze here today on homecoming Saturday.
Yeah, it looks like some of those specialists out there trying to get a feel for it. And again, it's I don't know if it's really impacted the kickers as much as I thought maybe it might. It might have impacted the quarterbacks a little bit more, and you could see that Roosevelt had a pretty good strategy, kept it to pretty much a short passing game, and Bulldogs might have had 2 deep passes that were impacted by the wind, but other than that, it's just maybe made for some interesting conditions.
Ferris State here, of course, part of a busy homecoming weekend as we take a look around Bulldog athletics. Bulldog volleyball huge win last night in the home opener over Parkside, 3-0. Ferris State looked impressive under head coach Tia Branda-Wilhelm.
Yeah, Bulldogs continue to impress and really came out. And, I'm sure there was a lot of energy for them being able to come home and play for the first time in front of the home fans officially in terms of the regular season, especially with such a great start that the Bulldogs have had. And it was really good to see them come in and take care of business against Parkside. And now they just look ahead to trying to finish off this homestand and finish off another great week. Bulldogs had a win earlier this week on the road at Northwood in Midland, and then followed that up and keeping momentum going last night against Parkside.
Number 5 in the country, looking to go here tonight against Purdue Northwest to 14-0 if they can beat the Pride here at 6 o'clock this evening. Of course, Ferris State hockey last night, a game we had a chance to call, finished with a shootout victory over Miami of Ohio in the season opener. The Bulldogs and the Redhawks tied 3-3 through regulation in the 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime. Ferris State wins the shootout thanks to Cole Birch last night in the start of the 50th season here of Ferris State hockey.
Well, what a debut for Cole Birch. And a couple of newcomers to the Bulldog program really stepped in right away as Noah West in goal. Very solid in his debut for the Bulldogs. And Cole Birch was fantastic. And so a couple of great additions to the Bulldogs. And they looked really tight, looked really together. And that's really exciting for the future.
Of course, Brody Kaiser, Brandon Worth will have all the coverage tonight. Right here on Sunday 97.3, also on the Bulldog Sports Network online at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Bulldog cross country teams in action here today at the Live in the Lou Classic down in Louisville, Kentucky. Ferris State soccer will be in action tomorrow as they square off against Michigan Tech at noon up in Houghton, Michigan. The Ferris State golf teams in action this past week. The women in action today and tomorrow down in Allendale at the Meadows Golf Course at the Gilda's Club Laker invite. And can't forget that they will be hosting the Bulldog Fall Classic coming up on Monday at Catkey Golf Course as the Bulldogs get a chance to play on their home course coming up on Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Again, don't necessarily get a lot of those opportunities, and so for them to be able to play at home and like their athletic peers that get a chance to play at home a lot more frequently, it's going to be important for those student athletes.
Of course, they get to play at home at Catkey Golf Course. Just reminded me I need to check some high school golf scores. As Big Rapids High School, my daughter playing in a tournament at Catkey Golf Course today. So beautiful day, not only for football, but some of the other activities taking place here in West Michigan.
Yeah, exactly. And I know you were leaderboard watching yesterday as well, and go Ava, have a great performance there. Really strong Cardinal girls golf team.
Ferris State back on the field, as is Roosevelt making its return back as the Bulldogs lead it 28-10 here at halftime. We'll be back with the second half after one final 2-minute break right here on the Bulldog Sports Network, Sunny 97.3 and Flow Sports. Welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football action as we get ready for half number 2. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you, where Ferris State leads it 28-10. And Sandy, the Bulldogs have not yet put away the Lakers. Some keys here for the Bulldogs as we get ready for the start of the third period.
Yeah, you really like to see the Bulldogs lock in early here in this second half and really make a statement here early on in the second half to really set the tone for what's to come here for the Bulldogs. And so if they can do that, and that's going to give them an opportunity to get some of these other guys that are dressed into the game and give them an opportunity to get to play here. And hopefully that comes sooner rather than later. Certainly if this score holds even right here at 28-10, they'll get in, but maybe not as early as maybe the Bulldogs would like.
So Ferris State right now leading it here as the Bulldogs look to improve to 4-1 on the year. Taking on Roosevelt for the first time ever, the 400th GLIAC game here in program history for Ferris State, and the first one for Roosevelt University. But the Lakers came out and showed in the first half that they're going to be a team that certainly can make some noise here in the GLIAC. Yeah,
they're gonna play hard, number one. And they've played relatively clean here today. They did have the pick 6 that they gave up, but they played relatively clean here, and they've been able to move the ball and get first downs. Their conversion rate offensively hasn't been there in terms of offensively being able to get points on the scoreboard, but they've been able to come to the point where they can move that ball downfield.
Certainly heard up at the press box here at halftime that people have been impressed with the Lakers. They think this is a team that can certainly challenge many of the teams in the GLIAC.
Well, I think if you thought that they were going to go winless, I tell you what, if they play like this, they're not going to go winless. I can tell you that. They're not going to go winless. There's some opportunities out there for them if they can play well. If they can play at least this well, they're gonna have some opportunities there. There's some, a couple of traditional programs in the GLIAC that are struggling right now, and Roosevelt's going to be looking and thinking that why not us?
Bulldogs will get the ball first to start this second half as Brady Rose and Tariq Brett will head back toward their own end zone here for Ferris State, and Roosevelt will kick it away to start half number 2. Going to be kicking off from the south end here at Top Taggart. Wind a little bit behind the Lakers back here to start this second half of play.
If you're Roosevelt, your stomach's a little tight now because you don't want the Bulldogs to go up 35-10. And then that gets to the point where you start to mentally question what is possible. So they want to see if they can get the Bulldogs the offense off the field quickly.
Escudero will put it on the tee here for Roosevelt as the time is set here on the board, and the second half is underway. This one, a squib kick here down the near side. Going to be fielded? No. I thought it was going to be fielded off the hop by Tariq Brett, but he's going to let it roll through the end zone, and the Bulldogs will start out at the 25 with good field position.
Yeah, good decision there by Tariq. Just let that one go. I think he was hoping maybe for a little sideways bounce to get some penalty yardage, but ends up popping out of bounds, so 10-yard difference.
The day not done just yet for quarterback Trinidad Chambliss as he'll come out to start the second half at the bulk of that starting unit here offensively for Ferris State. Arnett still out there at right tackle along with Travis Miracle, the right guard. Wyndham is at center. Lawrence Sitar, the left guard, and Bryce George, the left tackle up front here on the offensive line for the Bulldogs. Chambliss in the gun will send O'Brien around here on the wheel as Ferris State drops back to throw. Trinidad steps up in the pocket, looking for the big strike downfield to James Gilbert and a little too deep.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on that one. Hasn't been able to quite hit that deep ball yet.
Bulldogs had an opportunity as they went downfield to Gilbert a few times, showing his speed here for the Bulldogs. Trinidad, what an arm. He's overthrown a couple receivers here today on the deep route.
He's getting a little bit closer, if that's any indication. He's a little bit closer to being able to connect with JG, and JG got that great speed.
He was kind of thrown into the wind, at least by what we've seen here today in terms of the wind conditions. Rose in motion here as Chambliss going to give it off on the inside give to Katzer, and he's tripped up, maybe got a yard at most. It'll be maybe 3rd and long coming up here for the Bulldogs.
So Bulldogs take the deep shot on first down, don't get it. Give Roosevelt credit, able to get stopped for minimum gain on second down, putting the Bulldogs in 3rd and 9. Or actually, scoreboard says 3rd and 10, but it's Probably about 3rd and 9.
3rd and a long 9 here for Ferris State. Trips left side here on the wide side. 1 back to the right side of the formation as Chambliss takes his time. Rose in motion. Trinidad back to throw again. Looking across the middle and complete to Brady Rose. Rose has the first down and out of bounds into the Bulldogs sideline out near the 45-yard line.
Good job there by Brady Rose. And remember him in that national championship game in 2022, and he just seemed to make so many little plays that turned out to be big plays just like that.
Twins to both sides here for the Bulldogs as Chambliss steps in here on the right side hash for Ferris State. Cancer to his left here offensively. And they'll fake the give to Cannon. Out to Amari O'Brien in the flat, turning back inside, and he gets it near midfield. Nice job of getting some yards after the initial catch by O'Brien, the senior.
Good job, yards after the catch. And Bulldogs like to get the ball in the hands of those playmakers and see if they can get those yards after the catch.
So Ferris State will line up from outside in, Underwood and Rose on the near side. Gilbert and O'Brien on the far side as Amari will come back in motion. The give to Cancer here, bouncing left side. He finds a hole, squirts outside, and reaches forward for the first down here for the Bulldogs.
But that's tough. Cannon Katzer so tough there, trying to make things happen there on that far sideline.
Bulldogs coming with a substitution as Jeremiah Housey will come on. So Housey, another one of those playmakers, has been somewhat injured this season, but coming on here this afternoon for Ferris State. Have yet to see Jeremiah Lee here today, who's kind of played a bigger role in the offense as of late. As Chambliss will look up. Now he'll check back to the Ferris State sideline. Down to 10 on the play clock here with 12 and 45 to go. As the Bulldogs drop back, Chambliss looking deep down the sideline. He's got Cam Underwood, and he stays in bounds and makes the grab.
Looked like a busted coverage, Rob, by Roosevelt, and probably a smart throw there by Trinidad Chambliss, Rob. Just kind of put it up there and did not try to make it too perfect. And good job there by Cam Underwood to secure it, make sure foot or feet were in bounds, and got a catch, big catch.
Big catch here for Ferris State as the Bulldogs are going to
great defense
have
there.
A little miscommunication there. I think Chambliss decided to try to pull it back, but had already given it off to Katzer, and he's kind of wrestled down for no gain.
Yeah, but part of the big key to that, too, also good penetration there by Roosevelt to kind of make it difficult one way or the other for the Bulldogs. They go quickly back. They're going to go fast.
Chambliss looking over the top to the corner for the end zone. And it was incomplete to Underwood. Had the right route and had an opportunity, but not able to come down with the catch.
Yeah, and was running out of real estate over there on that far edge right there. Good block there by Cannon Katzer. Has tried to throw kind of a back shoulder throw.
So Ferris State with a 28-10 lead, 11:57 to play in the third, trying to extend it here as the Bulldogs have it here. Ball spotted here at the 14-yard line in the red zone here as Chambliss has Cancer lined up left side of him here, and now he'll motion out. Chambliss, the quick throw again, looking right back, same spot, over the top for Underwood.
I like the chances.
Touchdown Bulldogs!
Great play right there. Official looked, and when I saw the official looking at him, he's looking to see if Cam maintained possession of the football right here. Just a short drop right there and come right back, almost to the same play, back shoulder throw, and he did get a foot in bounds.
Cannon went off before the call came from the official as the Cannon was down there near that corner. I think they had a good angle on it and called it a touchdown here early.
Good job right there. The Ferris State Army ROTC says we have confirmed that this is a touchdown, but maybe not. Let's see.
We may have a
replay review.
Challenge. And it looks like we may. I don't know if we've had one yet this season through 4 games, so this may be the first one we have had.
Get it fired up over there. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a challenge.
So the officials here will have to run all the way down the field.
Roosevelt.
As
Roosevelt
they will
is
take
charging,
a look at it down
challenging
in
the ruling on the
north
field
end zone
of a touchdown. This
Get
play is under review.
So the play is under review here as they have to hustle all the way down to the other end of the field.
Do you remember what down it was? I can't remember what down it was. That could be significant if this is overturned. Looked like he got a foot in bounds to me, but
I believe it may have been third down because Katzer was stopped for a gain maybe of a yard, and then the
other back shoulder throw.
Incompletion to Underwood.
Yeah.
So
it'll be third down probably.
We'll see what kind of an angle they have on it. Of course, replay review in the GLIAC limited to the coaches' cameras from the press box and the end zone, but the end zone shot from the north end zone, so it's looking all the way down the field toward that same corner. So,
and we have to keep in mind it was initially called a touchdown. So you're going to need conclusive proof that it was not, in fact, a touchdown.
So we have our first replay review of the season as they take a look at it down in the small tent by the play clock here in the north end zone. 34-10 unofficially here with 11:51 to go here in this third period as the officials taking a good look at it. We'll see when they come back out and hopefully get an interpretation here on the call as Coach Anise talking with some of the remaining members of the officiating crew down here near the south end zone.
You're going to be testing the resolution, I would think, of the camera because that's going to really be tough to see. The replay that we saw on Ferris State television, it kind of looked like Cam was able to get one foot at least inbounds in that corner. So we shall see the officials definitely taking a long look at it down there in the north end zone here to try to determine if this was to either confirm that this was a catch or to declare that there's just not enough evidence to think otherwise.
Of course, again, they have limited views here. Do not get the television footage. Part of the GLIAC policy, it's got to come from the coaches' cameras, and this is the first view we've had here all season long. Of course, not only with the replay that was instituted last year, now you got coaches that can watch the same video from the coaches' box or the sideline on their iPads, although I don't see anyone on the Ferris State sideline really taking a look at it on the iPad. So
Bulldogs might be pretty confident that that was a catch, and Ferris State TV probably had the best look at it from what we could tell, and so we shall see as taking a long time to review this, so that could be good or bad. Any amount of speculation is certainly possible to come up with here, but it should be interesting to see what happens right here. But I think Bulldogs would love to count that one there for Cam.
Two officials down there in the tent. Of course, they're kind of shielded from the public view. They may be just taking a water break and saying, we need a little breather right here with the way this one's went this afternoon.
Well, they got a cooler in there with some ice and some bottled water right there. Here he comes.
So they are coming back out here, and we'll wait for them to make the signal here coming from the north end zone, and we'll see if they
do look a little refreshed.
They are coming down toward the Roosevelt sideline, so we'll see where they decide to make the call.
Well, the referee just veered off here. We'll see what happens here. We're trying to get to a spot at midfield or close to midfield, I'm guessing, where he's going to activate the microphone. Midfield,
looks
34.
Like he will make the call.
The video for this play was not available. The play stands as called. Roosevelt is not charged for the timeout, and they retain their challenge. This is an official's timeout. The try.
Say
not available.
Not available, although I know our IT staff is up here in the press box, and I think they were looking at it. The coaches were looking at it, so not entirely sure what transpired down there.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it means not available, like just not a really good angle to see it. I don't know. That was an interesting choice of words.
34-10 here as score will stand here, so that'll certainly play into Ferris State's favor. Extra point is up, and it is good. Make it 35-10 with 11:51 to go in the third. We'll take a quick 60-second break. Back with more coverage right after this timeout on Sunny 97.3 in Flow Sports.
To receive for Roosevelt.
Are you seeking applied learning opportunities that will prepare you for your future? Classes taught by experienced faculty? Do you want internship opportunities that will launch your career? Then the College of Business at Ferris State University is where you belong. With 23 accredited programs and 122 degrees, you can advance your knowledge in unique majors such as...
It's not easy being an athlete. At Ferris, we do things others will not. We push boundaries. We get up when we fall, again and again. We put in long hours. We don't quit. We do what it takes.
And welcome back
That is
everyone
why
to Bulldog football action.
we are
Rob Bentley and Sandy Gold. Roosevelt out across the 35 here and all the way into the track of the sideline, and Some extracurricular activity, I think, is a late hit going to be called over there on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, definitely came down late right there. As was almost into the track there. As Roosevelt bench upset about that.
Nice job by the Roosevelt staff over there, breaking things up quickly here as the Bulldogs did a nice job of kind of getting out of there and do not want to see any issues arise here as they head back to their own sideline with a 35-10 lead.
So that's going to be a good return.
After the play was
Plus
over.
some
Personal
yardage.
foul. Late hit out of bounds.
And it was a late hit out
Ferris
of bounds
State,
called against the Bulldogs.
15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So a 15-yard penalty here. We just took the timeout, spoke with our IT staff. That last replay they said was available. They were looking at it up here in the press box and in the coach's box. So for some reason the official down in the tent did not think it was available, or maybe like you said, did not think the footage was that good and used the wrong choice of words.
Yeah, I have to think it was just a choice of words that maybe at the time just didn't seem that significant. Maybe we're overthinking it, but either way, the touchdown stands for the Bulldogs.
In any case, works in Ferris State's favor, as it probably was a score nonetheless here for the Bulldogs. 11:44 to play in the third here as Roosevelt will start. Budke in the shotgun set here, standing right near midfield. Quick throw here to the near side and complete to the tight end Biddle again. And he gets it down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, nice job right there. Just a quick out, getting that ball out really quickly and trying to get some yards after the catch. And, boy, they did that. Yeah, they're going to call it a first down. They're going to say he got 10 on that one.
So they'll move the chains here into Bulldog territory at the Ferris State 36-yard line. The Lakers could certainly use a score here as they try to keep pace with the Bulldogs here in this second half of action. Ferris State scored here early on the offensive series here to start half number 2 as Lake Erie will motion a man to the right side of the formation. Out of the shotgun set, Budke again, the quick throw over the top to the outside, and
great grab
it
right
was
there.
Hauled in down inside the 20-yard line as the catch was made by Keonta Nixon again, who's able to find position with Alexander on coverage.
Yeah. Carvis has done a pretty good job on him for most of the game, and they've taken their shots there a few times, and it was one of the ones they were able to complete.
So Lake Erie now, or Roosevelt rather, I knew I was going to call
Lake
him
Erie
Lake
color,
Erie.
pretty much Lake Erie colors, though.
He certainly looked like it. We played Lake Erie here, of course, the first home game of the year. Been thinking Lake Erie all day. Finally said it. As the Bulldogs are taking on Roosevelt, but they're in the red zone here at the 17-yard line. Budke looking back to the sideline, and he's going to use a timeout.
Charge
so
timeout.
10-19 to play in
Roosevelt.
the third.
They're first of the half.
A couple early stoppages here to this third quarter of play as Roosevelt could certainly use a score right now to cut into this Ferris State lead.
Yes, they could, and just to, if nothing else, a little bit of a confidence boost there. As Bulldogs right now huddling here on the near sideline. Roosevelt right across the field on their sideline as well, as both teams trying to dig in here. Roosevelt would love to get an offensive touchdown right here, their first of the game if they could get it.
Ferris State Football live right here on the Bulldogs Sports Network in Sunny 97.3, along with live coverage on Flow Sports. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you, where Ferris State leads it here in the third quarter of play. Presented by Three Girls Bakery, thanks to Northwest Chiropractic, Buffalo Wild Wings, Lake Osceola State Bank, and Domino's for their support of the Bulldogs. 10-19 to play here as the Bulldog defense back out there. A couple changes here as Tim Allen comes on as one of the defensive ends here for Ferris State. And Budke will work out of the gun as he moves a man right side here in the offensive backfield. Budke back to throw here. Again, a quick throw here across the middle on the little short route. And they're going to pick up a few yards here on the catch. He does a nice job of really getting rid of the football quickly.
Exactly. That's been their game plan really right from the start. Get that football out quickly, just little short routes. This one just coming right across the middle there. And not necessarily huge gains, but just trying to keep these drives alive, trying to keep getting positive yardage.
That was the other Espedron, Norian Espedron, a junior out of Rancho Cucamonga, California, with the catch down to about the 16. So they only gave him a yard here. It'll be 2nd and 9 coming up for the Lakers. As they will line up right side here. They'll send a man back in motion here to the wide side. 4 receiver set with Zool lined up to the Right side here of Budke in the gun. Budke back to throw again, looking on the quick strike, broke it up near the goal line as Edwards was on coverage right at the 1 yard line here for Ferris State.
Great job getting in there, breaking that one up, getting a hand in there to knock it away. Good coverage there. Edwards pressed into coverage right there and did a good job of taking on that challenge.
So this sets up third down here for Roosevelt University with the ball at the 16, probably in field goal range, but we'll see if they decide to take the points. A lot will depend on what happens right here on this next play.
Yeah, if the Bulldogs can force them into a fourth down call, that would be an interesting call. Whether to try to take something closer to sure points or try to go for it on fourth down, try to get a touchdown on the board here. Let's see what they do.
Twins to the wide side. They'll give it off right up the middle to Zool, and he gets a few yards here as he sneaks it down inside the 15 to about the 13. A fourth down coming up here is.
Well, okay. Well, they're going to bring the field goal. I thought when they went for a play like that, that meant that they were going to go for it on fourth down, but it looks like they're going to come out with a field goal unit.
So Escudero will come on here to try to kick a 30-yard field goal through the uprights here at the north end here at Top Taggart Field, trying to cut this into a 35-13 lead here for Ferris State. Hold is down, kick is on the way, and the Bulldogs had some pressure, but it is up and it is good as Roosevelt puts 3 on the board, and they cut into this Ferris State advantage here in this third quarter of play with 8:46 remaining.
Mixing it up here a little bit, little talking right there as the referee stands in between and separates the two teams.
So able to clear that one up quickly as Deron Irving Bay did not like something that happened right there for Ferris State. In any case, that one was aided with that personal foul penalty to start the drive here for Roosevelt University. That put them in Bulldog territory, and then a couple nice plays here to get into field goal range.
Great work there by the Bulldogs to kind of stand right there. That defense has been stingy in terms of touchdowns, and they continue to do a pretty good job of minimizing the number of touchdowns that have been scored against them this year. Still just 2 touchdowns that the Bulldog defense has surrendered.
Wind gusting a little bit from the south here as the Bulldogs will get set to receive. It'll be Brett and Rose back inside the 10-yard line again as Escudero will kick it away here for the Roosevelt Lakers. Roosevelt University from the Chicago area, newcomer to the GLIAC, and they certainly have came in with something to prove here this afternoon and trying to keep pace here with Ferris State right now trailing 35-13.
Here the Bulldogs, you might want to be careful here as they can throw everything, including the kitchen sink out you. We've already seen a fake punt. Bulldogs did stop that fake punt, but just make sure you stay safe. There you go. Just going to kick it deep.
This one going to be kicked here. And
very deep.
Tariq Brett's going to let that one roll through the end zone. So, again, Ferris State will come out and start here at the 25-yard line.
Both teams with kicking south to north, definitely taking advantage of that wind.
Head coach Tony Anise, not one to ever feel comfortable, and certainly doesn't feel like it just yet here as Chambliss and the offense will come back out there here to start this next series. They do have a Hearn in the offensive backfield along with Brett as one of the slots here stepping in here on this series.
He might be, although they gave up that field goal, so I was going to say they might be 1 touchdown away from maybe him feeling comfortable, but who knows.
Hearn, a motion out here as Chambliss drops back to throw, has all kinds of time.
Everybody.
Dumps it off to Underwood, coming back across the middle here for the Bulldogs. Underwood trying to hold on and does to the 35, and going to be very close to a first down as he did a lot of running right there to pick up 10 yards.
He did. He tried to come back and reverse field here a little bit as a lot of options out there for Chambliss. Kind of locked in on Cam Underwood.
So Ferris State back in the gun again. Chambliss quick throw to the outside. That time not able to hook up with Underwood as he was turning in, and the throw came a little bit wide right there, not quite within his reach. So 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Bulldogs.
So Bulldogs have definitely getting some players open here as Cam Underwood is in the target here. Of course, Tyrese Hunt-Thompson out for a 2nd straight game.
Maybe a 3rd straight game. I don't know if the Bulldogs had him against Ashland University.
I think you might be right.
Ferris State's going to fake the give to Hearn. Quick throw here to the outside, and Housie's going to pick up a few yards here for Ferris State. Going to get 2 or 3 yards right there. And this will set up 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Tyrese been out for a little bit here, but we know that Cam Underwood, James Gilbert, Both guys, James Gilbert in particular, had a great spring season and a great spring game, and he's been stepping up. And Cam Underwood been noting that he is really developing into that receiver we knew he was going to be.
Ferris State type set here on 3rd and 8 from the 37. The Bulldogs need to get it out near the 45-yard line to pick up the first down here as Tariq Brett will come back to the near side in motion. Chambliss eludes the rush, steps up, now on the move. Looking downfield here, and on the sideline, just incomplete here on the diving effort here to the near sideline from Tariq Brett.
Got a flag here.
So we'll wait and see if this is a hold, maybe a late hit. And I think it's going to be holding here against the Bulldogs.
Do they accept it?
So a big decision here for Lake Erie defensively. You get the Bulldogs into
Holding.
fourth down.
Offense, number 74.
And
Penalties decline. Fourth down.
I don't want to say crazy, but that would not be the call I would make to accept that penalty and give the Bulldogs another chance.
Not sure we got an answer at halftime, but I believe that was the Roosevelt University head coach that was injured in the first half and did not see him return to the sideline.
I was looking for him as well and don't see him over there.
So was injured on that pick six return for the Bulldogs. Ferris State's going to have to punt the football away as LaShawn Mumpfield will come out as the second punter here alongside Mitch Middleton. Ethan Sossin, punter for the Bulldogs, has been out most of the past few weeks for Ferris State, back in uniform today, but will not punt here. Middleton will. Takes a good Bulldog hop here as there's going to be no return, and it's going to roll down to about the 25-yard line as the Bulldogs will flip the field here against Roosevelt University.
Bulldogs right now trying to see if they can lock in, keep Roosevelt down here, and get that other touchdown if they can get it without surrendering any more points. That might move Coach Anise closer to that comfort spot.
7:25 left here in quarter number 3. You're in tune to Bulldog Football live from Top Taggart Field. Big thanks to those fans tuned in again in the Metro Flint area on Metro Flint News Talk Radio, along with online at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Of course, those watching on Flow Sports and here on Sunny 97.3. 7:25 to play here in quarter number 3 as Budke will work out of the gun. Roosevelt starting at its own 25 here on this series. As they fake the give to Zool, ball thrown to the outside and into the Ferris State sideline. Well, incomplete. Nixon was over here to the near side. Alexander was short, and Edwards was long here in the defensive coverage.
And that was definitely a throwaway. He did not have anything that he was really excited about, and threw that one about 5 yards into the Bulldog bench.
Mentioned Budke here, a veteran out of Beaverton, Oregon, and he's done a nice job really managing things here for Roosevelt today against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's been pretty clean, sans that pick six. He's been pretty clean.
It's college 2nd and 10 here as they start here up the left side. Trips to the right side here for the Lakers with one man to the left. They'll give it off right up the middle here on the carry ahead, and good for a short pickup of 2 or 3 yards. But that was about it here as the Bulldog defensive line stands up. Caleb Davis inside along with Sadov and Plamondon here for Ferris State.
Most of their run plays have been off the left side of their offensive line, so they're definitely feeling some confidence running off that left side of their offensive line.
3rd and 8, 3rd and long here is the Bulldog defense trying to come up with another big stop here against the Lakers in the second half of this ball game. Just 6:45 to play here in the third period. As Roosevelt will get set here offensively. They'll send a man back in motion here to the near side. Now Budke will roll out to the right side, looking downfield, being chased from behind and well overthrown here.
Well, they just tackled a Bulldog player, still tackling him.
Not too happy coming off the pile right there is Ralph Carter for Ferris State.
He was choked to the ground, and then they just kind of kept holding him down. I mean, apparently nobody saw it.
So the Bulldog return unit will come back out here as the defense is held. And Ferris State will get the football back, leading it 35-13 here as Brady Rose all the way back at his own 23 here for the Bulldogs.
You think he respects that win? I mean, look how far Brady is back right there.
And we do have a stoppage here as the play clock was still at 12. Not entirely sure what this is about, but we have a stoppage here with 6:29, and it looks like they're going to move
switching hash marks
to the near side hash, so they will change the hash marks.
All right. Bulldogs want to be careful here. We did see a fake punt attempt earlier. Doesn't necessarily mean we'll see it again.
So Rose will wait here for Ferris State. Snap is clean. The kick is on the way, and it's a good one. And
that's
Rose
why he was where he was.
Was in about the right spot. He fields it at the 22. Avoids the first wave, and then kind of snowed under here at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, just kind of slid right there. And the fact that he was kind of falling backwards probably saved him from a little bit bigger hit, but good punt right there. Took advantage of the wind right there. And see why Brady Rose is out there. He's a smart player and knew exactly where that punt was going.
So out will come the Bulldog attack again with Chambliss at quarterback. We mentioned Jeremiah Lee. He's out there now for Ferris State in the slot here for the Bulldogs. They're going to go with a couple changes here as they come on with some new outside receivers and Jalen Townsend for Ferris State on the near side along with Tay Boyd on the far side of the formation. So working a few guys here into the rotation here offensively. Hard count here for Trinidad as Housey comes in motion. The Bulldogs will give it off here to Katzer and got a yard or two. That was it. Good hard running here, but defended well here by the Roosevelt defense.
Yeah, just grant him about a yard there. Good job there. As Cannon Katzer, of course, strong runner right there, but give Roosevelt credit. Getting right there, swarming white jerseys to the ball and doing a good job of solid tackling.
So Ferris State a line back up here off the right side hash. Twins left here with Housey and Boyd over on the far side of the formation on the wide side here for the Bulldogs. Chambliss against the three-man front. They're going to fake the give. Quick little throw-out pass and a big hit as Housey took a huge hit but pops right back up here for the Bulldogs.
That was a ferocious hit right there.
Taken over there on that far side as it was knocked incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 8 coming up here as Roosevelt's defender right there, Jordan Pippion, I believe, made the hit here and knocked the ball loose from Housey on the swing.
Relatively clean hit right there. Helmet got in there a little bit, but he was able to mostly shoulder right there. Tremendous contact.
Rose and O'Brien back on here in the slot for Ferris State. Here on 3rd down with 5:38 to play in the 3rd. As they wait for both teams to make their substitutions. Now the Bulldog offense will line back up. Play clock here down to 4 seconds. Bulldogs are going to have to move quick. Down to 2 seconds, and Chambliss just gets it away. Fakes the throw, sets up the screen, and he's got Katzer here on the near sideline. Katzer's going to have the first down and then thrown out of bounds in Roosevelt territory at the 48-yard line.
One thing that Cannon does well, too, is it really gives you an advantage in the screen game, and that was a good call on the screen game as Roosevelt that time was probably expecting the Bulldogs to go deep. Bulldogs come back with the screen play, and Cannon Katzer so good with yards after the catch.
So first down pickup here for Ferris State in the Roosevelt territory as the Bulldogs line back up here from the right side hash. Rose in the slot to the left here for Ferris State. O'Brien back to the right side here on 1st and 10. And it'll be Katzer on the quick turn here back to the right side. Avoids a couple tackles. Breaks another one here for the Bulldogs. Down the sideline and out of bounds inside the 20 here for the Bulldogs.
Crafty runner, Cannon Katzer. So good running in traffic.
Down to the 19. The Bulldogs back in the red zone here as they come with a little bit of a line change here up front. Working a couple new guys back in.
Beautiful running right there by Cannon.
He's had a nice ball game here this afternoon for Ferris State. Down to 4:30 and counting left here in this 3rd period as Chambliss has Katzer to his right. Trips left. Now Rose comes back to the short side. They fake the give. Ball thrown across the middle, and Gilbert just not able to hold on near the goal line as it may have been broken up there at the last second by Jordan Powell, the graduate senior.
Yeah. Not a bad throw, as James is saying he wanted a higher throw. But, I mean, for where he threw it, not a bad throw.
So Ferris State gets set here as the Bulldogs will give it off to Katzer around the corner here on the right side. Avoids the first tackle, stayed on his feet, and then was dropped down here at about the 15-yard line.
3rd down. Bulldogs easily in field goal range right now, but not thinking field goal just yet.
Bulldogs coming with a little bit of a power look here as Zach Ahern will come on here in the offensive backfield here for the Bulldogs. Ferris State keeping that clock moving here with a 35-13 lead. Here as it will be 3rd down and 5 yards to go here for the Bulldogs from the 15. Chambliss lines up the offense here up the right side hash. Ahern to his left as O'Brien moves in motion. It'll be Trinidad on the keeper right up the middle, and did not get it here. Got a yard or two at most. So now fourth down comes up, and decision time here for Ferris State. This may be four down territory, though, for the Bulldogs.
Points aren't necessarily significant to the Bulldogs as much right now in terms of a field goal. So might as well go for it right now here on fourth down. And playbook wide open right now. Bulldogs 4-receiver set.
Ahern shifts to the right side here at Trinidad. Chambliss trips left here as Rose will come back in motion. Some movement up front. The Bulldogs looking for the free play. Over the top to Gilbert and could not turn back to it as the defender Powell was right there in front of him here. And we do have a flag thrown, and this is going to be on the Lakers.
That's going to be very close to a first down. It's 4th and 5.
This may be enough to give Ferris State a first
number
down.
94. 5-yard penalty.
That's a true 5 yards.
In a first down.
It is a first down.
So a first down here, and nice recognition by Trinidad, knowing he had the free play right there for the Bulldogs. Took a shot, and Ferris State will live to play another down.
Conversely, if you're Roosevelt, you can't do that. It's not worth it. You're forcing them to go for it on fourth down. You don't want to give them a free first down right there.
Ben Pristula will come on as the H-back here for Ferris State. Braden Childress, the tight end, back on as well here for the Bulldogs. Pristula had the touchdown reception last week at American International for the Bulldogs. Wildcat look, here is Ahern. Is going to keep it right up the gut for the Bulldogs. Zach spinning forward and gets it down to about the 2.5-yard line.
Hey, I'm going to pose that question again. Is it really a Wildcat? It is. But Zach Ahern, of course, a former quarterback, former a lot of things. Very tremendous athlete.
Able to get Ferris State knocking on the door here down inside the 5.
He's going to do it again.
Ahern will stay there. He's got Cancer to his right here for Ferris State. Bulldogs looking for another power type of guy with the loss of Golker. It may be Ahern that fills that void here for Ferris State. And it will be Zach again. Here to the outside. He's walking in. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Great block by Cannon Katzer right at the end. And Zach Ahern is a big kid, big athletic kid, and running out of that Wildcat formation that the Bulldogs know they can use. And that's a great point that you mentioned, Rob. Without Carson Golker, maybe Zach Ahern is that guy.
He scored each of the last 2 ball games, was injured earlier in the year, but he's came back, had a touchdown last week, and he's got one here again today as Ferris State extends the lead 41-13 here with 2:22 to play in the third period. Extra point try here by Middleton is on the way, and it's up and good as he remains perfect over the last few weeks here for the Bulldogs.
And the thing you like about Zach Ahern in that position, Rob, is that Zach Ahern is a former college quarterback. And so he is not just a guy that would run the ball, but he can run very physical. So the Bulldogs right now giving future opponents a little something to think about.
Ferris State in the third period leading Roosevelt University right here on Flow Sports, of course on Sunny 97.3 of the Bulldogs Sports Network. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you from Top Taggart Field here on homecoming as we hear from the Ferris State pep band down below us here, and a great crowd on hand here most of the day here for the Bulldogs, enjoying the homecoming festivities, which I'm sure for many will continue into the evening here on the Ferris State campus.
Well, into the evening right here, and a lot of fans still sticking it out here as the Bulldogs have extended that lead now to 42-13. So the Bulldogs in pretty solid control here against a Roosevelt team that really came in here with a good game plan and a competitive mindset.
Middleton to kick it away here for Ferris State as the Bulldogs put it on the tee, kicking from left to right. This one a spinning kick into the wind. Going to be fielded at about the 16-yard line here, and Espedron on the return going to be thrown down here at about the 30. Nice return again here for Roosevelt.
He got tackled really hard to the ground.
Ferris State's defensive unit will come back out here with just 2:17 to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, injured Roosevelt player.
Officials timeout for an injured member of the receiving team.
Really hard to the ground. I tell you what, you could see what the wind did to that kick from Mitch Middleton. It just really knocked that kick back significantly here as Allison and the Bulldog medical staff coming out here to check just in case there's something a little extra serious right here. And injured Roosevelt Laker appears to be in a lot of pain.
I believe that's a Spedron who is the return man that is down right there for Roosevelt University. 2:17 to play here in this third quarter. A 42-13 lead here for Ferris State, and he's back up and on his feet. Maybe a little bit of a limp as he's being helped off to the sideline, but good sign that he's back up here and trying to move.
Good job there by the medical teams of both schools. Bulldog medical team coming out there just in case. And great job there by the Roosevelt sports medicine team to get out and get their players some treatment. They've had a tough day. You believe the head coach was injured on a play, on that pick 6 play, and another injury right there.
Ferris State here in a 4-man front as the Bulldogs have added some new personnel here into this defensive unit. As Budke will send a man in motion here to the wide side. They'll give it off to Zool on the ground, and nothing doing here as the Bulldogs read that one nicely. As Ferris State gets the stop here for a loss maybe of a yard.
Good job right there. Linto Smith pretty quick in there to help make that tackle.
Lamondon over there as well for Ferris State, the Ludington product up front. Tim Allen, the defensive end on the far side. Tyrone Fowler back to the near side here for Ferris State. Bulldogs have such good depth on that defensive front.
Lamondon and Sio Saipaia getting a lot of minutes in there in that Bulldog interior.
And Coach Tesfa Smith said yesterday they took 14 defensive linemen on the trip to American International and all played significantly. Not sure quite as many as have played here today, but the ones that are out there have done a pretty solid job.
Let's see that those guys, when Coach Smith takes them, he's going to play them because he likes to really rotate guys in. Of course, we know that Sam Parker on the offensive line also likes to rotate a lot of guys in as well. But really with Tesfa, he's definitely rotating a number of guys in there, trying to keep his guys fresh, trying to wear you down over the course of the game.
Davis will come out here inside for Ferris State on what will be a 3rd down and 6 situation here from the 34 here for the Lakers. Inside of a minute to go here in the third quarter as we approach the end of the third. As Budke works out of the shotgun set with a man to his left. Back to throw here against the 4-man rush. Looking over the top to the near sideline.
He caught it! Oh.
It's caught, and we got a flag here as Alexander was on coverage.
Oh, we got multiple unsportsmanlike plays right there.
Nixon was the receiver, I believe, who caught the ball against Alexander. A flag was thrown, and then we got a second flag thrown, probably.
I think 3 flags. I think there was an interference flag, and I think there's 2 unsportsmanlike flags because Nixon throws the ball at Jacarvis, and then Jacarvis throws the ball back. So Nixon throws the ball right there, and then Jacarvis threw it back at him.
So a discussion here. Head coach Tony Anise talking to Jacarvis as well on the field. Wants to make sure he keeps a level head.
Well, again, and part of it, Rob, is that if Jacarvis doesn't react, that takes away a big chunk of that pass play.
So nonetheless, here is the officials having an extended discussion again. This is.
I think this is pretty simple, actually. I mean, the 2 unsportsmanlikes offset, and I'm pretty sure you're going to take the if it was a catch.
Certainly looked like one from our angle.
It sure did.
As the officials still pointing.
There are 3 fouls on the play. Live ball, pass interference, defense, number 0. That penalty is declined after the play is over. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 0. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 12. Those penalties offset. However, that is the first unsportsmanlike conduct foul for both players toward ejection. First down.
So you were correct. Catch will stand here as Roosevelt will get the first down in Bulldog territory, and offsetting personal foul calls here. So the original pass interference will be declined. That's
been a battle, too, between Nixon and Alexander. And Nixon's had a couple of catches, but Jacarvis has played him pretty tough, and he's made life difficult, and he's taken on that challenge pretty much all game. He's been on Nixon almost all game, although they're going to mix it up right now.
Could be one of the final plays here of this third quarter, down to 30 seconds to go. Here is Budke lines up with Zool behind him here in the offensive set. One-on-one to the top side here.
Oh, he's got help, safety help coming over the top.
They're going to run a little reverse here, and Sheldon Cage, not fooled, trying to chase down Spedron, and able to do so. Had some help over there on the far side. Madison involved in the play as well. Good work by Ferris State in pursuit.
That might have been, they might have been setting up a pass off of that handoff. But the Bulldogs had such great pursuit.
2nd and 16.
That's
it
the
looks
end
like
of the
that
third
will do
quarter.
it for the third quarter. We head to the fourth. The Bulldogs lead it 42-13. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the Bulldog Sports Network in Sunny 97.3.
It's not easy being an athlete. At Ferris, we do things others will not. We push boundaries. We get up when we fall, again and again. We put in long hours. We don't quit. We do what it takes. That is why we are champions.
At Ferris State University, we value collaboration, working together towards greatness. Diversity, embracing our differences for better understanding. Community, building engaging campus experiences. Excellence, inside and outside the classroom. Opportunity, you can make your dreams a reality. Move forward, Ferris forward.
Football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here from Top Taggart Field, where the Ferris State Bulldogs start the fourth quarter of play with a 42-13 lead here over Roosevelt University. The Lakers have the football, though in Bulldog territory. It'll be 2nd and 15 here for Roosevelt. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line here on the Bulldog half of the field. As Budke will work out of the shotgun set, he'll send his tight end in motion. Budke looking left side and complete here to Nixon, who was knocked down after about an 8-yard gain. Hit right there delivered by the Bulldogs, and we got an injured player, I think, on both sides. Nixon will pop back up now as the Bulldog that made the initial
timeout
hit down on
for
the play.
injured members of both
Justin
teams.
Payout for Ferris State. So an injury stoppage here as Payout delivered the hit, but might have took the brunt of the blow right there as he was trying to bring down Nixon.
So staff out here checking on Justin Payout, and still down on the ground right now. Do see some movement, so hopefully that's a good sign from Justin.
Of course, tough game here this afternoon. The Bulldogs dressed a lot of guys, expected to play a few more guys than they've had to,
more than they wanted to.
More than they wanted to, yeah. And certainly injury is a part of it, and you never like to lose any key players, especially your starters here playing here now into the fourth quarter in a game like this.
Yeah, not only starters, but one that's been
The play
playing
clock
really,
is
really
correct
well
at
this
40
year.
seconds.
So Payout down here for Ferris State as the Bulldogs come out and take a look at him. A couple doctors and medical personnel over there. Is this here early in the fourth quarter, 14:52 to play, with the Bulldogs leading it 42-13. And this one maybe a little more serious here, is now the Roosevelt staff going to come over and see if they can assist.
Hopefully just precautionary right there, as you can see his secondary mates right there, certainly with a lot of concern. As they're checking on him here, the medical staff again. You know, we've seen this before, and that you just, even if it's not particularly serious, you just want to be as careful as possible, and you don't want to move anybody too soon and maybe risk a more serious injury, and that is a great sign.
Back up and on his feet here is walking off under his own power here and headed toward the Bulldogs sideline. So a good sign here is it looks like he's going to be all right here for the Bulldogs. And now we'll see what the Ferris State defense could do here on third and call it about 3 from the 27-yard line.
Bulldogs right now trying to step it up here and go a little bit deeper into the depth chart in the secondary.
Ferris State defensively will set up here as Budke works out of the shotgun set. And now looks over that defensive front here for Ferris State. Back to throw. Ball thrown to the outside and complete here for a short pickup, and then knocked out of bounds here as they're going to pick up the first down. Got enough yardage here to the 21.
Yeah, I set a kind of a pick play right there, and a few people on the Bulldogs sideline maybe wanting some offensive pass interference right there, as kind of ran that pick play. But the pick play worked and got him a first down.
So first down pickup here to the 21 is the Bulldog defense. Again, trying to come up with a stop here. They've given up 13 here today, but some of those points came on the turnover from the Ferris State offense. So, again, the defense has been kind of stingy again here for yet another game this season here for the Bulldogs.
They have. They've been bending a little bit, but great run to the outside there, but great shoestring tackle.
Zool brought down here as Sefa Saipaia will make the stop here for the Bulldogs. Here is the clock moving here inside of 14 minutes remaining with the score at 42-13.
Yeah, they've been doing a pretty good job with that outside run, and that time, great backside pursuit by Sefa Saipaia to be able to make that tackle before he was really, truly able to turn that corner and start looking upfield.
Let's call it second and long here, second and about 8 yards to go, as Roosevelt will set up shop here on the left side hash. Twins back to the near side here for the Lakers as they'll send a man in motion, the tight end back to the right side of the formation. Budke will take the snap. 5-step drop here, setting up the screen here and able to do it. But a nice play made by Sefa again here, chasing him down and going to be held to about a yard or two.
Yeah, just about a couple yard pickup there. Pretty good job of setting up that play, but again, the Bulldogs, so much speed right there as the pass rush drawn in. Nice delivery there, but Sefa pretty close to being right on his back.
So call it third and long here, 3rd and 6. Ball at the 17 here in Bulldog territory with 12:50 to play in the ball game. We'll see if the Bulldogs can limit Roosevelt University here and try to hold them to another 4th down situation. They'll send Nixon all the way out to the wide side, matched up against Alexander yet again as Budke was looking that way. Now he'll look back to the right side, and he wants to take time out here with 12:30 to go as the play clock was winding down.
Charge timeout. Roosevelt.
They'll take a
second of the
timeout
half.
here. That'll be their second timeout, I believe, here in the second half.
Yeah, could have been reaction to the play clock, maybe not quite what they wanted to see from the Bulldog defense. So they want to make a little extra sure right now at 3rd and 6 that they can execute.
We'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show coming up when this one's all said and done as we try to get Coach Anise and maybe a couple Bulldog players up to the press box here quickly for some post-game comments. Of course, Bulldog volleyball starting about 90 minutes away, 6 o'clock start over at the Bulldog Arena against Purdue Northwest tonight.
How are you feeling right now about it?
We're hoping for a fast-moving 4th quarter of action.
Well, we're still, Rob is still optimistic right now. So you're sitting okay right now.
A lot of action going on here in Bulldog Athletics as we got not only Ferris State football and volleyball, of course, Bulldog hockey tonight, 8:07 p.m. So a lot of work to be done here for the entire game day operations communication staffs.
Oh, yeah. All kinds of stuff going on, and lots of good people around here that are pitching in to make Ferris State Athletics successful.
So lining up here will come Roosevelt as they line up here on the right side hash.
Look at this formation.
3rd and 6. Tight set here as Nixon will move in motion to the wide side.
Chick Harvis right there. He kind of figured that one out.
One-on-one again over there on the wide side of the field as Budke has Zool behind him here. And the Bulldogs coming with some pressure.
Got
Budke
a lot of cushion over there.
looking inside. And I think it might have been intercepted.
Did he get it?
It's going to be a pick here for the Bulldogs as Alexander read it, stepped in front of the pass, and came up with the INT.
Yeah, I couldn't see if he held on to it, but I saw he read it like he was in their huddle. Oh, it was tipped.
It was tipped, diving effort.
Oh, it was tipped.
And the Bulldogs get it on the turnover as they will start back at their own end.
It was tipped. Wow. Great job right there with a tip there. Couldn't quite see, maybe Ralph Carter, couldn't quite see who got a tip on that ball.
So the Bulldogs will start from back near their own goal line at the 5-yard line with Ferris State lining up here. And I think they've went with the change at quarterback. I think that's Chase Carter coming on here as the quarterback for Ferris State. So Carter in the gun. He's got a Hearn with him here in the offensive backfield. It'll be Carter right up the middle. He's got some speed. He's got the first down out across the 20-yard line.
Chase Carter, redshirt freshman. Very talented here. What do we got here? Got a whistle here, but I don't see a flag.
I think it was one of the Roosevelt players lost his helmet.
That's what it was. You're right.
Head off to the sideline here as the Bulldogs just trying to keep these chains moving here in this 4th quarter. We're
seeing Chase Carter, the guy that could be one of the candidates for heir apparent to Trinidad Chambliss. Very similar. As here he goes again.
He breaks a tackle here, and he's got another first down out across the 35-yard line here for the Bulldogs.
He is a tough guy, a lot of speed there, and just a really strong runner.
11:30 to play here. Ferris State back-to-back first downs here behind the play of Chase Carter for the Bulldogs. Carter, a redshirt freshman out of Orlando. Here at the controls of this Ferris State offense. How's he in motion? Carter rolls out near side.
He's got room.
Looking to throw here. He's got all kinds of time. Dumps it off to Ahern late. But a catch made and another first down as they finally bring him down at the 47.
You know, almost anybody else, you'd be like, oh my goodness, this hit is going to hurt. But Zach Ahern, you can see at the end of this, he is prepared for this hit. And watch how he protects his body here, knowing that the big hit is coming right there. Gets his shoulder down, absorbs the hit, and he is tough to bring down.
Ferris State on the move here as the Bulldogs checking back to the sideline. 10:45 to go here as Carter trying to keep this offense rolling here for Ferris State in this fourth quarter of play. Trips right with one man back to the left here in Jalen Townsend. James Kobe lined up here now in the offensive backfield for Ferris State. Play clock down to 4 seconds here as Carter's going to have to move. Down to 2. Did he get the snap?
Nope,
no.
He didn't.
Yes, he
well,
did.
Yes, he did.
He pitches it to Kobe, and Kobe's going to lower the shoulder and get into Roosevelt territory here at the 49.
Yeah, sure looked pretty close, but no flags on the field, so no laundry means we play on.
So Ferris State moving here up the field behind the play of Carter. He's got Kobe left side of him. 4 receiver set here for the Bulldog offense. As Ferris State will send a man in motion here in Housing. The give to Kobe, right
Good
side,
defense.
nothing doing. Is a nice stop made defensively by Roosevelt. Coming up to make the tackle was Brandon Harvey, the linebacker.
Bulldogs right now kind of slowing back to a normal pace right here. Tried to see if they could catch Roosevelt a little bit off balance there, but good tackle right there. Good penetration by the defense and good tackle there against James.
So clock here continuing to move here with 9:35 to go as the Bulldogs have it here at the 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 here for Carter. Carter lines up. Kobe to his left here. And Carter, the delayed play here, and he slides forward for another first down here for the Bulldogs. Good patience right there from the redshirt freshman.
Yeah, it looked like Carter had a pretty good feel for where the first down marker was and kind of absorbed a little bit of a hit, dove forward to make sure he had that first down.
A little bit of a limp right there, and now looks like he's going to have to come off the field.
Trinidad right back up.
Chambliss will put the helmet on and march right back out here for Ferris State, and I think Coach Anise.
Officials timeout for an injured member of the offense.
Get them to call the
play clock
timeout
should be
for the
set to
injury.
25.
So 9:02 to go in the ball game, and they'll use this as an injury stoppage here as Carter's back up and on his feet, but maybe not at 100% right there after that last run.
Banged up right there. Might have landed awkwardly on his foot there as training staff out there checking on him. Just to see how he's doing there. Trinidad was paying attention, quickly jumped up, grabbed the helmet.
Might have been one of those cases where Coach Anise saw him running out and saying, hey,
let's think about this.
Can we get an injury stoppage?
Let's think about this a little bit. Let's see who comes out here at quarterback. And it looks like Trinidad is going to – looks like it. Maybe. Yeah, he's going to come out. Trinidad's going to come out at quarterback.
Looks like he will come back out as not set a whole long time. Sometimes you sit for too long, and that's when the injuries could happen. But he's back out there here for the Bulldogs.
Let's see here what the call is going to be here is 1st and 10.
Inside of 9 minutes to go here as Chambliss works out of the shotgun set. Lee back in motion here to the wide side. Trinidad looking to throw here for Ferris State. Throws it out wide to Lee. Lee in open space. Made the first man partially miss, but not able to keep his footing.
He was fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage right there. That pass was actually kind of a lateral there, so fortunately that ball was caught, and the Bulldogs at least did get back to the line of scrimmage.
I'd like to maybe get him out there where he's got a one-on-one opportunity, but just not able to kind of stay on his feet right there as he tried to make the guy miss over there defensively. So this will set up second and call it 10 yards to go here from the 42. We're at the midway point already here of this fourth quarter of play.
Certainly hope that Chase Carter's going to be okay. Bulldogs would love to get him back out there, get him some work.
Ferris State going to fake the give. Chambliss on the outside throw, and was it hauled in?
Boy, that's a great catch right there. Ball got away from Trinidad just a little bit, but great adjustment to make the catch.
Catch made by Jalen Townsend for Ferris State. As Townsend on the grab, a redshirt freshman also out of Flint Beecher High School.
Looks like Chase Carter right back up there next to Coach Anise.
Couple talented young wideouts out there, both redshirt freshmen in Townsend and Boyd here for Ferris State. They've kind of worked their way up the two deep here for Ferris State.
And you got to feel like there some bright futures out there.
Boyd lined up out wide here on the near side. He's got some size here for Ferris State. As Chambliss working here at the controls, down to 8 on the play clock with 7:20 to play in the contest. Trinidad got to run this play clock down.
That's coming.
Drops back. Bulldogs pick it up. He takes a shot here, and it's incomplete here off the right side, but back up and on his feet as the Bulldogs will live to play another down.
Intended for number 5, Jeremiah Housen.
Zach Ahern going to come out, and
looks like he's going to replace.
heavy. They're going to go heavy.
It looks like he's going to replace Chambliss here on 4th and a yard. 4th and about a yard and a half here for the Bulldogs.
Two tight ends into the left side.
Trying to go with the power look here to pick up this first down. We'll see if they can outman Roosevelt right at the line of scrimmage. Heavy power to the left with Ahern working out of the Wildcat set. It'll be Zach right up the middle, and he's got just enough for the first down. Added a few more yards, though, at the end of the run.
Well, you got those big tight ends over there, the Bulldog offensive line, and then you got a runner back like Zach Ahern that's going to run with power. That's a tough thing to stop on a short yardage situation like that.
So the Bulldogs going to come back on as Carter will return here at quarterback for Ferris State. So looks like he's all right. He's going to come right back on here for the Bulldogs. Housey and Lee will check on as well as the two big tight ends, Pristula and Childress, will check out of the Ferris State attack. 6:40 to play here as the Bulldogs have ate some time here on this series.
You know, Coach Anise did not want to leave Trinidad out there too long here as they run a quick pitch outside.
Ahern to the left side here, gets it down to the 20 here for the Bulldogs as Ferris State approaching the red zone again right at the 20-yard line.
Boy, how valuable has Zach Ahern been since he's gotten healthy here as just a quick toss to the outside and Zach with speed and power.
Out of the gun, here is Carter. Carter, quick play here, flag thrown here as he looks to the end zone and incomplete over through Townsend, but not sure if Ferris State was quite set yet. I think I saw a flag thrown and there was one. We'll see if it is on the Bulldogs as they substitute right near the line of scrimmage. Andrew DeVries will come in here on the left side of that offensive
Illegal
line.
Substitution. Defense.
It's gonna be
12 players. 5-yard penalty.
It's going to be an
Results in
illegal
a first down.
substitution called here against Roosevelt.
So the Bulldogs had a free play there and ended up kind of throwing it out of the back of the end zone. I wonder if they thought that the penalty was against them.
So the Bulldogs line back up here up the left side hash. Ferris State sets up here as Carter, the quarterback, will throw it out quickly here to Jeremiah Housey and incomplete. Not able to hold on to it.
He didn't like Housey did not like that hit that he took near the end right there. Kind of gave a look to the linesman over there, and the linesman said, "Let's just play on."
So Ferris State now facing what will be 2nd and 10. Ball at the 15-yard line, leading it 42-13. Here with 6:06 to go here in the fourth quarter. Homecoming here at Top Taggart Field this afternoon as the Bulldogs battle the Lakers here for the first time ever. Man in motion is Housey.
It's Carter.
Carter again here hesitates now, runs on the sweep to the left side, and
Photographer's getting out of the way. Luke Wyckoff, Paige Williams darting their way out of the way.
he's going to get it down. We'll see where the spot is, somewhere down near the 10-yard line, maybe the 11 here. So give him about 4 yards here on the sweep to the left side. I think Coach Anise just trying to keep that clock moving here inside of 6 minutes to go. Bulldogs have Darian Kruja lined up left side here as one of the outside targets here for Ferris State. See if they try to get a touch to some of these playmakers here in the Ferris State lineup. Kobe lined up right side here as Carter works out of the shotgun set. Housey back in motion here to the short side. Carter to throw, looking over the top to the left side, and he's trying to find Tay Boyd.
That's a tough pass interference call for Roosevelt. That's tough.
Well, we hope it's on Roosevelt. Tay Boyd called for a couple of them just a couple weeks ago, maybe last week for Ferris State.
He did, on a couple that would have been catches, or would have been touchdowns.
So here, looks like this one will
We
be
presume.
on Roosevelt.
We presume that was
Pass interference.
And it
Defense,
was
number
against
23.
Roosevelt.
Ball be placed at the 2-yard line.
So the
Automatic
Bulldogs
first
get
down.
it at the 2-yard line and an automatic first down here with 5:20 left.
That's a tough penalty right there. You know, if you're Roosevelt, you're looking at Zach Ahern, and then you're looking at the two big tight ends coming back in, and life feels kind of challenging right now.
You know what's coming right here, I would presume here as Ferris State will come on here to line it up here off the left side hash. Chimdindu Obi on the offensive line here, at least right now for Ferris State as well, as they've worked a few new guys in. Still a couple key players out there in Arnett and Wyndham. Here is Ahern has it in the Wildcat set with Kobe to his right. Zach's going to give it off to Darian Kruja. Kruja on the sweep to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Well, that's got to feel good for Kruja. Guy that worked so hard and finally gets an opportunity to carry it off the sweep right there. Good job there by Zach, faking going to the left side. Good block there by James Colby, and nice job slipping in by Kruja.
He's been a guy that's been a big part of this Ferris State program, and guy that's been active on special teams, scoring his first touchdown as a Bulldog here this afternoon.
Look how happy his teammates are for him.
Able to increase the lead to 48-13 here on homecoming. Moment he'll probably remember for some time.
Just a great feeling for him. Just a guy quietly been in the program for a long time, earned the respect of his teammates, and the extra point driven through, but great job right there off the sweep and big touchdown there.
Ferris State with a nice drive as the Bulldogs ate some clock, extend the lead here, and able to work a few other guys in offensively on that series.
Taking a little bit longer than I think some of us maybe anticipated, but again, give credit to Roosevelt for the way that they've come in here and competed.
So Ferris State with 5:14 remaining. Give it back to Roosevelt, but Bulldogs on their way to a big homecoming win once again here in front of. This will be the 7th consecutive year they've won the homecoming game.
Fans feeling a lot better now here as the time ticking off the clock here, and fans getting ready to head to whatever their next homecoming activity is as time ticks down.
Ferris State to kick it away here as the Bulldogs have worked, I think, a few new guys here into the kickoff unit as well. So trying to get all these names here for Ferris State if we can. As the Bulldogs have went a little deeper here into the playing rotation here in this fourth quarter of play. Took some time, but they've got it rolling here against Roosevelt this afternoon.
Yes, they have. And slowly but surely, the Bulldogs have been able to get it done here as wind aided. That ball is going to go out of the back of the end zone.
No return right here as Ferris State sends this one deep. And now the Bulldog defense will come out here with some changes as well here on the defensive side of the football here for Ferris State. Looks like Ryan Ahern will come on at linebacker, Zach Ahern's younger brother. Of course, ability to play in 3 games and save that redshirt freshman season.
Get a chance to get a little bit of exposure here and get a feel. It's a great opportunity, you know, to get a feel for what college sports is going to be like, and you know, and still be able to maintain you know, your full regular eligibility.
Out of the shotgun set here, Roosevelt with 5:14 to play, trailing 49-13 as they set up here in a 3-receiver set. Snap taken here, and they're going to fake the give. Quick throw here, and the Bulldogs did a nice job initially. Initial contact made over there on that far side, and a short gain here of about 3 or 4 yards.
Job there by Roosevelt. Again, this is the way Roosevelt has kind of played most of the game, just kind of trying to take the underneath stuff and just kind of methodically move the ball downfield. They just haven't had the conversions that they would have hoped for.
So clock at 4:49 to go here on a beautiful homecoming Saturday here in West Michigan. Bulldogs on the road next week at Wayne State, a 6 o'clock kick next Saturday night in Detroit. We'll have all the radio coverage for you on Sunday 97.3 starting at 5 p.m. Out of the gun here, quick handoff left side, Zool to the outside. He's got some space and into Bulldog territory just across midfield to about the 48-yard line.
Well, that's a good run.
For a first down, Roosevelt.
So that one able to give Roosevelt the football here on the Ferris State half of the field. Just over 4 minutes left. Roosevelt down to one final timeout. Of course, the 2-minute timeout still to come here this afternoon. We'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show coming up once this one is all said and done from the press box here at Top Taggart Field. Out of the gun here as Roosevelt will line up left side. Bulldogs in that four-man front here as they send a man back in motion here to the near side. It'll be Zool on the carry to the left, and this time a better job defensively up front here by the Bulldogs. So a short gain right there.
Tell you what, the Bulldogs have really all season long been pretty tough against the interior run, and that trend continues.
So this will set up a second and about 8 yards to go here with 3:25 remaining here in this contest as the Bulldogs continue to get some guys in here in the defensive secondary. And at the linebacker level here, as they went with some younger guys here in this series. Ball thrown to the near side and intercepted by the Bulldogs. A chance here at a pick six perhaps here for Ferris State. Jalen Jones down inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, so close to a pick six.
A big play by Jones as he sets up Ferris State with 3:02 to go inside the red zone down around the 10-yard line.
Oh, a great job there. Almost a pick six. It kind of reminds me of the national championship game in 22. Liam Daly returning for a touchdown. Actually, no, it was 21.
21 season, Ferris State's first national championship under head coach Tony Anise. LaShawn Mumfield coming on at quarterback here for Ferris State as the Bulldogs work some guys here into the playing rotation. They've got a few additions up front here on the offensive line as well. A.J. Polly in there, left tackle for Ferris State. Kruja has one touchdown already. He's lined up left side here as LaShawn Mumfield works out of the gun. Handoff to the near side here for the Bulldogs and down inside the 5, I believe. On the carry, it's Jake Price for Ferris State.
Carry by number 28.
Freshman here for the Bulldogs. Price out of the Muskegon area for Ferris State.
Muskegon area has traditionally been very good to this Ferris State football program. It's been good to a lot of programs, a lot of talent in that area.
I believe Tyler Davis, no, actually that's going to be someone else coming in on the slot. I think that's a different receiver out there, and Kevin Sims here for Ferris State. As the Bulldogs will line up, it'll be Mumfield up the middle, leaning forward to the end zone.
He's
and going to be marked down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
So did not quite get in here with 2:18 to play.
Tried to extend that ball into the end zone, just couldn't quite get there.
So the Bulldogs will line back up here. Royce Doherty will come out here for Ferris State. The big man here for the Bulldogs.
Mumfield will be just short.
As Ferris State going to hit, I believe, the 2-minute warning or the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
So 2-minute timeout here with 2 minutes
reset
left
the game clock
in the fourth quarter. A 49-13 lead, and the Bulldogs knocking on the door again here at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get used to 2-minute timeout versus 2-minute warning, but that's a first world problem here is the Bulldogs and Roosevelt Lakers will head to their respective huddles, and they'll talk it over here as we get this timeout instituted by the college football this year as 2 minutes exactly show it on the clock, and Bulldogs in firm control at 49-13, knocking on the door after a turnover, trying to see if they can continue to build momentum as they get ready to head back onto the road. And Bulldogs, of course, looking pretty impressive right now is they've been able to bounce back. Not maybe the explosive start that the Bulldogs would have hoped for that they experienced last week in Springfield, Massachusetts, but slow and sure, the Bulldogs found a way to get it going here eventually and going to come away with yet another impressive victory.
So 2 minutes left here in the ballgame, a 49-13 Ferris State advantage here at Top Taggart Field. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you as Ferris State tries to close out this homecoming win. Mumfield still on at quarterback here for Ferris State. As the Bulldogs line up, I believe that's Price to his right side here in the offensive backfield. High snap pulled down and Price to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs cross the goal line yet again and eclipse the 50-point mark.
So Ferris State adding to its lead once more. The Bulldogs, a little bit of a slow start here today, but they have certainly put up some points once again here on homecoming.
They really have, and yet another impressive performance in to a lot of different degrees as the Bulldogs surpassed the 50-point mark for the fourth time in the last 3 games.
A win picking up a little bit here at Top Taggart Field here in this fourth quarter. Inside of 2 minutes to go as Middleton on for the point after once more here for Ferris State.
Third time in the last 4 games, I should say.
He gets set here off the hold. Kick is on the way. We got a flag thrown. It's up and good, I believe, but a flag thrown here. And
False start.
Procedure penalty against
Offense,
the Dogs.
number 21. 5-yard penalty.
so that'll move Ferris
Remains a
State back
try.
just a little bit as the Bulldogs get into some of those situations here where you got to maybe even some new guys here on the special teams units that aren't traditionally out there, as they've worked some guys into the rotation. So penalty flag, which the Bulldogs have been pretty good here in terms of the total penalties here this afternoon.
Yeah, trying to make some strides. We talked about that. That was a point of emphasis for the team in preseason practice, and you could see maybe being reflected here is starting to try to trim down those penalties from the last year.
Middleton's point after is on the way, a little bit longer this time, has the distance, and it's no good. So off to the right here is he
rare.
did not make that one, and it remains 55-13.
Just a little bit, push that a little bit off to the right here is getting to be pretty much a rarity right there. Is we'll have a conversation there with Coach Anise.
Ferris State Football live right here. Big thanks to Pepsi and Gatorade for their support of the Bulldogs. We'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show coming up once this one's all said and done. We'll wrap it up quickly with our television coverage on Flow Sports, as I know our television crew has to get over to the Ava Glavin Ice Arena for hockey later tonight.
Among other people.
Of course, Bulldog Volleyball just over an hour away from the start time at the Bulldog Arena, as Ferris State will take on Purdue Northwest today in GLIAC action. So the Bulldogs will kick it away, and we'll see Roosevelt offensively at least one more time.
Bulldogs will get ready to boot this one off, see if they can continue to take advantage of that wind.
Levi Tuinstra to kick it away here for Ferris State, as he'll get his first kick of the afternoon, and this one back through the end zone here. And again, Roosevelt will start here coming out at the 25.
So the Bulldogs right now trying to wrap this one up here as the defense comes out, and Bulldogs ready to get into the win column yet again for the home fans to close out yet another homecoming victory for the Bulldogs, as they will head out onto the road, and we'll get a chance to take a return trip to Midtown Detroit to face the Wayne State Warriors.
Of course, next Saturday, then back at home in 2 weeks against the Huskies of Michigan Tech before a big matchup perhaps in Allendale against Grand Valley State on October 26th.
The stage for a big finish to this season. Going to be some huge games coming up.
1:58 to go right here on homecoming, as Roosevelt will start back at its own end here. See if the defense can hold yet again here for the Bulldogs. They're going to keep it on the ground to Zool. Zool with a big carry here off the left side, and he's going to have the first down before he's knocked over here. The clock will keep moving here out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. So at least a few more snaps here for Roosevelt, depending on what they elect to do here offensively.
Roosevelt bringing their offensive unit out. Let's see if, still 1:35 and ticking left. Will they try to make something happen here? They don't seem to be in a particular hurry right now.
Right now trailing 55-13. We're down inside at 90 seconds remaining. Reminder for ticket scores, merchandise, video, and more. Be sure to log on to FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Out of the shotgun set here in a 4-receiver package. Budke the quick throw here. And the catch made. The Bulldogs keep him in bounds here after a short pickup. Here, this will take us down inside of the 1 minute warning, I believe, here for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs going to having an opportunity finally to be able to substitute maybe a few more of those guys in there.
So the Bulldogs here with the clock moving here inside of a minute to go, facing defensively a second down and about 4 situation. The Preferred Office Machines post-game show again coming up here shortly after the 5 o'clock hour, most likely, by the time we wrap it up here and take one final break. Second and call at about 4 yards to go, 30 seconds left here in the ball game. As they'll keep it on the ground to Zool. He finds a hole, but it closed quickly, and
say that again.
Going to be held to about a yard or two, maybe an injury here.
Yeah, maybe an ankle injury right there. Hopefully nothing too bad there.
Looks like he's going to be all right, and it looks like Roosevelt's going to be content here to head back to the sideline. Maybe. They got some guys still out there, but no movement from the
That's it.
coaching staff, and that will do it. Ferris State's going to improve to 4-1 of the year Big homecoming victory, 55-13.
That's the end
Slow
of the
start,
game.
but a big finish here for the Bulldogs over the Lakers of Roosevelt.
Yeah, Bulldogs finally got it going there. It took them a little bit, but once they did, and very impressive finish to the game, and what the Bulldogs were certainly hoping for is to come here and get a chance to play some guys, and might have hoped again to not let it play out quite the way it did, but you know what? At the end of the day, a win is a win.
Ferris State gets the victory here today as the Bulldogs will get ready to head to Wayne State next Saturday night for a 6 o'clock kick down in Detroit. Ferris State back at home against Michigan Tech the following week.
Yep, so Bulldogs will march on here as the Bulldogs will get a chance to take a short road trip down to Detroit and then come back for Michigan Tech team that's a little pesky this year. So could be an interesting game when the Bulldogs face off against Michigan Tech in a couple weeks.
Of course, we'll have all the action for you on Flow Sports in 2 weeks with video coverage from Ferris State Television. The Bulldogs get a win over the Roosevelt Lakers, 400th all-time GLIAC game, and they spoiled the debut here for the Lakers. Nothing to be ashamed of, though, if you're Roosevelt University, a team that's going to get better and better here in the GLIAC by the looks of it here this afternoon.
Yeah, you know what? If you look at where they are right now to start, I would think they got to feel pretty good about what they're going to have an opportunity to build once they make the adjustment to Division II football and they start to get themselves on track. And, potentially could be looking at a Davenport-type trajectory here. So that's exciting, I would think, for the Roosevelt program.
That'll do it for our coverage here on Ferris State Television and on Flow Sports as the Bulldogs will meet down at midfield. And, of course, don't forget Bulldog hockey coverage coming your way tonight as well. We'll be back with the Preferred Office Machines post-game show on Sunday 97.3 and the Bulldog Sports Network with online coverage at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. That'll do it here, though, for our video coverage on Flow Sports. Final score today, Ferris State wins it 55-13. We'll be back in 2 minutes right here on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Ticket sales